Tonight, you'll explore timeless teachings that have guided countless people toward clarity and calm for millennia. Feel free to share where you're listening from and what time it is for you. As you settle into your space, I'll be sharing a carefully chosen series of ancient stories and sacred practices inspired by the powerful teachings of a modern Shaolin master, Shi Heng Yi. These are not just words. These are echoes from deep within the monastery walls, whispers of calm, passed from teacher to student, generation after generation. They've helped many learn how to face the mind, befriend their emotions, and move through life with greater grace. And tonight, as you rest, they may just begin to do the same for you. Shi Heng Yi is not just a monk, not just a teacher, not merely a man wrapped in orange robes and silence. He is the bridge between ancient Shaolin wisdom and the restless modern mind. He is the breath between chaos and clarity. And while others speak about mastering emotions, he shows you how to become the master of your energy, your mind, your movement, and your sleep. But what if I told you that he guards a secret, not one written in books, not one spoke in interviews, but one lived in the stillness between thoughts, in the emptiness between actions, a secret that can rewire your entire emotional landscape. While you sleep, there is something extraordinary that happens when the body surrenders to rest, but the spirit remains open, listening, receiving. And in this in-between space, between waking and dreaming, Shi Heng Yi's most powerful lessons can reach you in ways your daytime mind may resist. Because at night, your defenses fall, your walls dissolve, and the teachings can travel deeper. This video is not for everyone. It is not entertainment. It is not a motivational talk. It is a transmission of clarity, of ancient breathwork, of energy control, of emotional freedom, and the pure silence that only the true masters know. You see, most people chase peace. They run after happiness. They grip tightly to comfort, only to find it slips through their fingers like water. But Shi Heng Yi teaches that emotions are not to be chased or controlled. They are to be understood, then released like a leaf upon a stream. And this release, this quiet power, it doesn't happen through force. It happens in stillness. It happens when the conscious mind steps aside. It happens in sleep. That's what makes tonight special. While your body rests and your breath deepens, you are about to receive teachings that bypass the noise, that speak directly to the energy within you, to the fire behind the emotion, to the storm beneath your smile. Shi Heng Yi once said, "Discipline is the ability to remain calm in the storm you didn't choose." But what if the storm was not outside of you? What if it lived within, in the thoughts that never stop spinning, in the memories that still sting, in the fears that hide beneath your confidence? Tonight, we go into the center of that storm, not to fight it, but to understand it, to breathe through it, and then, gently, to let it dissolve. As you lie down now, feel the invitation of stillness. Let the weight of the day melt from your limbs. Feel the bed beneath you like a sacred ground. This is not just sleep. This is training, the deepest kind, not physical, not mental, but energetic. In the Shaolin temple, the monks rise before the sun. They do not begin their day with action. They begin it with silence. They sit. They breathe. They observe. Because before mastering movement, one must master stillness. Before mastering the outside world, one must enter the invisible world within. This is where Shi Heng Yi begins. And so, tonight, so will you. You have entered a quiet room now. It exists nowhere on any map. Its walls are made of breath. Its doorway, your willingness. And at the center is a teaching rarely spoken aloud. Shi Heng Yi calls it the path of the inner master, and it begins with a single understanding. You are not your emotions. You are not your anger. You are not your sadness. You are not even your peace. You are what observes them all. You are the sky, not the weather. You are the awareness, not the wave. So tonight, let go of the story. Let go of the identity. Let go of the name, the role, the history. You do not need them where you're going. For the next 3 hours, you will not chase sleep. Sleep will find you. You will not chase emotional mastery. You will become it. Not through effort, but through absorption, through breath, through listening, through surrender. Let go. Let go of needing to understand everything right now. Let go of needing to fix yourself tonight. You are not broken. You are becoming. Like moonlight shaping a river. Slowly, gently, endlessly. Shi Heng Yi does not offer empty words. He offers embodied wisdom. And as you drift deeper into stillness, you will begin to feel what that means. These teachings you are about to hear were never meant to be heard with ears alone. They are meant to be felt by the breath, by the spine, by the silent observer inside you. As you breathe, repeat this gently within. I am open. I am ready. I receive the teachings that are meant for me tonight. I let them enter, not as information, but as a transformation. And now, let the sacred space open. Let the night become your temple. Let the silence become your guide. The journey begins. The body surrenders. The spirit listens. Shi Heng Yi's voice is no longer far away. It is here. It is now. It is within. And the path is open. Module 1. Opening Induction. Shi Heng Yi has been called many things. A modern monk, a master of movement, a guardian of ancient wisdom. But there's something most people don't know about him. Something hidden, not behind robes and rituals, but within the space between each breath he takes. A secret not spoken loudly, but one that shapes the way he walks, the way he breathes, the way he teaches. And tonight, that secret is being handed to you, not because you have proven yourself, not because you've passed any test, but because you have arrived at the one place all true mastery begins, the edge of sleep. Because something mysterious happens here, doesn't it? As your body begins to release, as your thoughts start to slow, a gateway opens into the subconscious, into the soul, into the part of you that remembers what your conscious mind has forgotten. And this is the place where Shi Heng Yi's teachings are most alive. You see, his wisdom was never meant to live in books. It is not information. It is transformation. It is not something to read. It is something to feel. And you are about to feel it now, not as noise, not as instruction, but as a soft unfolding within your being. This secret you're about to uncover, it's not something he invented. It is older than language, older than fear, older than the version of you that thought emotions needed to be conquered. It is a truth that monks have carried through snow-covered mountains, through decades of silence, through bruised bodies and quiet minds. It is the truth that you do not need to fix your emotions. You need only to understand them, to observe them, to let them move like wind through trees, without holding, without clinging, without fear. So tonight, this secret is placed gently in your hands, not with force, not with pressure, but with presence. And your only task is to breathe, to let your body soften, to let your mind grow still, to let your awareness settle like dust floating down in a sunbeam. So take a breath now, not a sharp one, a slow one that enters your nose like incense drifting through temple air, one that tells your nervous system, we are safe now, we are home. You don't need to know exactly what will happen next. You don't need to hold on. In fact, the more you release, the more you receive. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the beginning of self-mastery is not in knowing, it is in not knowing. It is in stillness. It is in that quiet willingness to say, I am here, and I am ready, not ready to try harder, not ready to fight, but ready to listen, ready to receive, ready to return. Because all true wisdom is not something you chase. It is something you remember. And that remembering begins now. Imagine you're walking through a forest, not one found on any map, but one your soul knows intimately. The moon is high above you. The air smells of pine and stillness. You are barefoot, and the earth beneath your feet feels soft, sacred, ancient. You are not afraid. You are curious. Up ahead, between the trees, you see it. A quiet temple, its doors slightly open. Golden light spills from within. You step inside. You do not speak. You simply kneel. There are no teachers here, only mirrors. No loud voices, only breath. And in the center of the temple, there is a silence so deep, you can feel it wash over you like sleep itself. This is the temple of inner mastery. And tonight, as your physical body lies in bed, your spirit has walked through its gates. This is where Shi Heng Yi trains not the body, but the awareness. This is where emotion is not shamed, but studied. This is where stillness becomes strength. So let go now. Let go of the story you've carried all day. Let go of the role you play in the world. Let go of the need to be strong. You are not here to perform. You are here to be real. You are here to be still. You are here to feel what lives beneath the noise, and finally let it breathe. Because tonight, you will not master your emotions through control. You will master them through presence, through trust, through sleep. Let your muscles release. Let your breath slow. Let your awareness melt like wax into flame. You are not broken. You are not late. You are not behind. You are breathing. And that is enough. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that stillness is not emptiness. It is the fullness that arises when everything unnecessary falls away. So fall away now. Fall into rest. Fall into silence. Fall into the soft rhythm of your breath as it rocks you into sleep. You are entering a sacred space, and within this space, there is nothing to prove, only something to remember. Welcome to your temple of rest. Welcome to the teachings of the Master. Welcome to yourself. Let us begin. Module 2. What is emotional mastery? Shi Heng Yi once said something so simple, yet so powerful, that if you understand it, truly understand it, it has the potential to shift the entire way you relate to yourself forever. You are not here to fight your emotions. You are here to understand them, not to conquer, not to escape, not to suppress, but to understand. And that is the first step on the path of true emotional mastery. Tonight, as your body lies still and your breath begins to deepen, I invite you not to run from what you feel, but to finally sit beside it. We live in a world that teaches us to manage our emotions like tasks, to fix them, silence them, outperform them. We're taught that if you're sad, you must smile. If you're angry, you must apologize. If you're afraid, you must push harder. But the monk, the master, does not follow the path of resistance. They follow the path of observation. Emotional mastery, as taught by Shi Heng Yi, is not emotional avoidance. It is not emotional perfection. It is emotional intimacy, the sacred ability to sit with any feeling without becoming it, to allow anger to rise and observe it like a fire without throwing wood on the flames, to allow sadness to enter and notice its heaviness without wearing it as your identity, to feel fear vibrate through the chest and simply name it without letting it direct your next choice. Right now, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to cleanse, heal, or remove. You are being asked to do something far more powerful. You are being asked to be present. And in that presence, you become the master. So now, as you lie still beneath the softness of your blanket, with only the sound of your breath and these words to accompany you, take a moment to become curious. What is here? What is alive inside your body? You may feel a tightening in the chest, a quiet anxiety that never received permission to speak. You may feel a quiet grief, like a stone at the bottom of a river, unmoved but always there. You may sense a dull ache, not quite sadness, not quite anger, but a silent longing that's been waiting for your attention. Do not label it. Do not analyze it. Do not run from it. Instead, welcome it. Like a monk greeting a visitor in the rain, bow to it and say, I see you. I allow you. I release you. Let the emotion move through you like weather, like wind across a lake. Let it rise. Let it change. Let it fall. And notice, you are still here. You have not been destroyed. You are the sky. The emotion is only the storm. This is the beginning of emotional mastery. Not control, not repression, not dominance, but awareness. When monks arrive at the Shaolin temple, they do not begin with fighting techniques. They are not given swords or targets or forms. They are given the body and the breath and the present moment. They are taught how to stand, how to walk, how to hold stillness in their spine, even when the world moves around them. Because before one can master the outer world, one must master the inner landscape. And that landscape is not made of enemies. It is made of messages. Every emotion you feel is a messenger. Anger arrives to show you your boundary. Sadness visits to remind you what matters. Fear appears when you are standing near the edge of change. Even confusion is a sign that your mind is expanding beyond what it once believed. And so, tonight, as you surrender into sleep, you are not shutting off from your emotions. You are gently turning toward them. You are telling them, it's safe to be felt now. You don't need to scream. I am listening. And when the body feels safe to feel, when the heart knows it is not being punished for hurting, when the breath welcomes every emotion like a teacher, healing happens without force, The monks call this process wei, action through non-action, a way of allowing what is real to arise and fall naturally, without force, without resistance. And that is what you are doing right now. Even while your conscious mind drifts closer to sleep, your deeper self, the witness, is awakening. It is observing. It is softening. It is learning to remain calm while waves pass through the surface. And so, dear soul, let the waves move. Let the emotions rise. You are not broken because you feel. You are human because you feel. And you are mastering yourself because you allow those feelings to exist without judgment, without defense, without shame. Breathe into this. Breathe into your body now. Let it expand slightly on the inhale. Let it sink further into rest on the exhale. Say inwardly, I welcome what I feel. I do not push it away. I do not fear it. I am the space through which all emotion flows. Feel that. Feel the clarity that comes from simply watching. Because emotional mastery is not a final destination. It is a path, a rhythm, a gentle return to stillness again and again. It is not a victory you achieve. It is a relationship you nurture. And in this moment, as your body grows heavier, as your heart slows, as your mind becomes softer, you are already on that path. You are no longer afraid of what you feel. You are becoming the one who listens, and in listening, transforms. This is the first teaching. This is the foundation. Let it echo through your subconscious. Let it soften your breath. Let it settle into your bones. And remember, stillness invites clarity, and clarity invites peace. Module 3, the 5 hindrances and emotional clarity. There is a quiet battlefield that exists inside every human being, not a battlefield of swords and warriors, but one of thoughts, cravings, stories, and silence. It is not violent, it is not loud, but it is persistent. And if you listen closely tonight, beneath your breath, beneath your heartbeat, beneath the rhythm of your thoughts, you may feel its presence. This battlefield is where peace is either remembered or delayed. Shi Heng Yi calls them the 5 hindrances, internal patterns that disturb clarity, cloud awareness, and pull you away from your center. Not because you are weak, not because you have failed, but because you are alive. These hindrances are not enemies. They are echoes of your conditioning. They are like smoke drifting through a temple. They blur the vision, but they do not destroy the space. Tonight, we do not fight them. We do not suppress them. We do not scold them. We simply meet them gently, like monks meeting the morning sun, with bowed heads, soft eyes, and open hearts. Let us begin. 1. Sensual desire, the craving mind. The first hindrance wears many masks. It appears as the sudden urge to check your phone, to scroll endlessly for something you cannot name, to chase a sound, a taste, a memory, a thrill. It whispers, "You need more. You are not full yet. There is something missing." This is sensual desire, the craving mind. It is not wrong to want. To desire is to be human. But when the mind becomes addicted to stimulation, to distraction, to the next thing, then peace becomes a stranger. Even now, as you lie in your bed, eyes soft, body still, your mind may reach for a flicker of something, a memory, a fantasy, a what if. Let it come. Let it be seen. and then gently let it go. Repeat silently like a soft mantra. I do not need more to be at peace. What I have now is enough. In this moment, nothing is missing. The air is enough. The breath is enough. You are enough. Allow desire to soften, not by resisting it, but by no longer needing to feed it. Let it fade, like the scent of incense in morning air. 2. Ill will, the bitter root of resentment. The second hindrance is heavier. It hides in your chest like a clenched fist. It replays old conversations, remembers what they said, what they didn't say, what should have happened, but didn't. This is ill will, the lingering energy of blame, anger, and judgment. Sometimes this hindrance wears a mask of righteousness. I was wronged, it says. I must protect myself. And yet, the one it hurts most is you. The fire of anger is not felt by the one who hurt you. It is felt by the one who keeps carrying it. So tonight, breathe into your chest. Feel where that tightness lives. Not to shame it, not to fix it, just to acknowledge it. Feel the memory rise, the person, the event, the wound, and then say inwardly, I forgive, not for them, but for me. I release the need to carry this weight. I choose peace. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is wisdom. You are not saying that what happened was right. You are saying you are ready to be free. Let the anger dissolve. Let the blame melt. Let the heart rest. Not because they deserve it, because you do. 3. Dullness and heaviness, the fog of the soul. The third hindrance is quiet. It does not shout. It lingers. It arrives as dullness, lethargy, emotional heaviness. It feels like trying to move through water, like your thoughts have weight, like your energy has no flame. This is not laziness. This is not failure. It is simply disconnection from purpose, from breath, from presence. And if you feel it tonight, that weight on your chest, that fog behind your eyes, that sense of, why bother? Do not push it away. Welcome it with the kindness of a monk who lights a candle, even when the room is dark. Now, take a long, full breath in and slowly breathe out. Feel the air move through you like a bell ringing in a temple. Say within, I am not heavy. I am simply returning to myself. I invite lightness into my being. You are not stuck. You are simply paused. And the moment you bring awareness into stillness, the fog begins to lift, one breath at a time. 4. Restlessness and worry, the skipping stone. The fourth hindrance moves fast. It does not settle. It jumps from one worry to the next, from one regret to the next possibility, from tomorrow to yesterday and back again. This is restlessness and worry, the mind that refuses to be still. It believes that if it can think enough, it can control life. It believes that if it keeps moving, it will be safe. But the truth is, restlessness is not protection. It is a symptom of disconnection. So tonight, let us reconnect. Feel your breath. In, out, in, out. Feel how even your thoughts begin to slow. When your breath becomes your anchor, there is nowhere to go right now. There is nothing to solve. Say silently, I choose stillness. I trust the unfolding. I do not need to run toward peace. I am already in it. Let the skipping stone sink. Let the surface become smooth again. Let restlessness become rest. 5. Doubt, the inner saboteur. And finally, we meet the most cunning of all the hindrances. Doubt. It does not arrive with fire. It arrives with whispers. You're not enough. This won't work. Who are you to think you can heal? Doubt questions every step before it's taken. It steals the present moment and replaces it with hesitation. But Shi Heng Yi reminds us, the one who doubts most is not the unworthy one. It is the one who is closest to awakening. Because doubt arises right before the breakthrough. When you are about to choose trust, when you are about to become still, when you are about to remember who you really are. So tonight, you do not push doubt away. You thank it for its caution, and you step forward anyway. Say silently, I trust myself. I walk my path. I do not need to know everything to move forward. I only need to be present. Let the doubt dissolve. Let trust become your new rhythm. Let silence replace noise. Let your breath carry you home. And now, you have met all 5. Not as enemies, but as teachers. You have bowed to the craving mind. You have opened the clenched fist of anger. You have lit a candle in the fog of heaviness. You have slowed the skipping stone of restlessness. You have walked gently past the gatekeeper of doubt. Let each hindrance float now, like leaves on a mountain stream. See them drift away, one by one, until only stillness remains. And in that stillness, you remember that your emotions are not flaws. Your distractions are not failures. They are simply clouds. And you are the sky. Module 4, Shaolin Stillness Practice. Now that you have met the 5 hindrances, you are ready to step into something deeper, something quieter than thought, more ancient than memory, more healing than any answer the mind could ever invent. This is the stillness. In the Shaolin Temple, stillness is not simply the absence of motion. It is not silence in the way we often understand it, as a pause between 2 sounds, or the muting of outside noise. No, Shaolin stillness is a presence, a living energy, a state of such alert calmness that the soul, the breath, the entire inner being begins to listen. In our modern world, we often think that wisdom comes from doing, from researching, from effort. But Master Shi Heng Yi teaches something beautifully different. Stillness is the root of all transformation. Without stillness, there can be no observation. Without observation, there can be no understanding. Without understanding, there can be no growth. And so tonight, you are not being asked to do anything. You are being asked to be still. And in that stillness, the real work will begin. As your body gently sinks deeper into the bed beneath you, as your limbs grow heavy and warm, as your breath becomes the soft drumbeat guiding you inward, let us take a journey, not through thought, not through imagination, but through the deep knowing that lives beneath your thoughts, the place where stillness already exists. Visualization, the Shaolin Temple in your mind. Picture yourself stepping barefoot onto the stone path of an ancient temple. It is dawn, the air is cool, and the world has not yet fully awakened. Everything is soft, the sky, the colours, the breeze. The stone beneath your feet holds the coolness of the night, and as you walk slowly, each footstep becomes a gentle kiss upon the earth. There are no phones here, no walls of text, no clocks ticking away time, only the rhythm of your steps, the breath of the wind, and the sound of bamboo leaves swaying gently above you. You pass through a wooden gate carved not with grandeur, but with grace. Every line speaks of presence. Every groove tells a story of centuries. And as you cross the threshold, you feel it. Stillness, not emptiness, but sacredness. A fullness of being. A sense that every grain of wood, every gust of wind, every falling leaf is alive with meaning. You walk slowly, not to arrive, but to remain. Every step is meditation. Every breath, a blessing. You come upon a cherry blossom tree in full bloom. Its petals, soft and pink, fall like whispers from the sky. You sit beneath it. Your legs fold naturally. Your spine straightens with ease. The earth welcomes your weight. The air kisses your skin. The temple's silence enters you, not as a concept, but as a felt reality. You close your eyes. You are not imagining anymore. You are remembering. You begin to breathe like a monk. Guided breath practice, entering stillness. Let's breathe together now. Not for control, not for performance, but for presence. Inhale slowly through your nose. Let the air move in like sunlight pouring through a window. E, R, San. Exhale gently through your mouth. Let tension drain from your muscles like melted wax. E, R, San, Si. Again. Inhale. Feel calm entering your lungs. Exhale. Feel everything that doesn't serve you begin to dissolve. One more time. Inhale softly, deeply, welcoming this moment. Exhale slowly, fully, releasing anything outside of it. Now, allow the breath to continue on its own, effortless, like waves lapping against the shore. You are no longer in your room. You are not bound by time. You are not holding on to anything. You are resting in sacred stillness. And in this stillness, everything begins to change. Jej, the still body, the still mind. Shi Heng Yi reminds us, if you want to calm the mind, calm the body first. And so we turn our awareness now to the body, this sacred vessel that has carried you through chaos, through joy, through uncertainty, and still shows up for you every day. Bring your attention to your shoulders. Feel them melt into the bed, as if they are being pulled gently downward by warm gravity. Feel your arms. Let them soften. No effort, no defense. Your hands unclench your fingers. Let them curl naturally. Now your jaw, unclench. Let your mouth part slightly. Let your tongue rest softly behind your teeth. Your brow, smooth it. Feel the tiny muscles release. No need to frown. No need to analyze. And now, your spine. Let it lengthen just a little. Not stiff, but regal. Like a monk seated before a mountain. There is nothing you need to hold on to now. Nothing to protect. Let your whole body become like water. Flowing, gentle, without resistance. Returning to peace. And this peace does not need your control. It only needs your permission. The temple is wherever you are. You may think the Shaolin monks find peace because they live in temples, far from cities, far from distractions, far from the noise of the world. But that's not the truth. The monks find peace because they've brought the temple into their bodies, into their breath, into their steps, into their sleep. And now, so can you. You don't need a monastery. You don't need a retreat. You don't need silence around you. You only need to return again and again to the stillness within. And that's what you are doing now, right now, as you lie on your back, as your limbs grow heavier, as your thoughts float gently by like lanterns in the night sky. You are living the practice. You are entering stillness not by traveling somewhere, but by arriving fully where you already are. Let yourself arrive. No rush, no pressure, just presence. You are the temple. You are the silence. You are the stillness. Let this be enough. Let it hold you. Let it carry you. Let yourself disappear into the sacred center of now. Module 5. Gentle affirmations for emotional clarity. Now that your body has softened, now that your breath has deepened, now that your thoughts have loosened their grip on the edge of your awareness, you are ready, not for more effort, not for more learning, but for receiving. Let these words come to you now, not like instructions, but like sacred seeds, each one falling gently into the fertile soil of your subconscious, each one carried not by force, but by breath, by trust, by stillness. There is nothing to memorize. There is no right way to hear them. You can repeat them silently, or you can simply allow them to drift into the deeper chambers of your being, where all true transformation begins. Imagine now that you are lying in a garden. It is night. The stars are above you. The earth beneath you is warm. And each word you are about to receive is a seed carried by moonlight, falling gently into the open fields of your heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's begin. I am not my emotions. You are not the tide. You are the ocean floor beneath it. You are not the wind. You are the mountain that stands unshaken. You are not what passes through. You are what remains. Let this truth dissolve any confusion. Let it whisper to the places in you that have mistaken feeling for identity. I observe them with kindness. You no longer criticize your sadness. You no longer rush your healing. You sit beside your anger the way a monk sits beside a flame, watching it dance without adding wood. You do not rush the moment. You breathe through it. You meet every emotion as a guest, and as a teacher. They rise and they pass, like clouds drifting across an endless sky. Your emotions are movement, not destination. They are not permanent. They do not define you. They are weather. And you are the vast sky that holds them. I allow myself to feel fully, without judgment, without shame. You no longer apologize for your tears. You no longer label joy as excessive or sadness as weakness. You feel because you are alive. You allow because you are wise. You do not cling. You do not reject. You allow. And in that permission, you find peace. I welcome stillness into my heart. Stillness is not passive. It is not empty. It is a sacred silence, the kind that monks train decades to touch, and you are touching it now, just by resting, just by listening. You feel it enter your chest like morning light, like cool water, like something you have always known but forgotten. Now, you remember, I am safe to let go. You no longer hold your breath when emotions come. You no longer tense your shoulders against the weight of life. You are safe. You are held. You are allowed to release. Release the need to understand. Release the fear of being too much. Release the story that says you must carry it all alone. You are safe to let it go now. My breath is my anchor. In storms of thought, you return to breath. In moments of fear, you return to breath. In the softness of sleep, you return to breath. Each inhale grounds you. Each exhale frees you. You do not need to hold on to anything else. This breath is enough. Each breath brings me back to peace. You are not seeking peace. You are following it home one breath at a time. You do not need to search the horizon. You need only to sit still and breathe. Each breath brings you home. And this is home. I am allowed to rest. Rest is not laziness. Rest is reverence. You do not need to earn your rest. You were born deserving of it. Every cell in your body knows how to heal, but it can only do so in stillness. Tonight, you give yourself that gift. Rest is sacred. It is in rest that the soul speaks. It is in rest that the heart returns to its natural rhythm. It is in rest that the mind remembers its quiet power. You bow to rest now, as a temple, as a return. Stillness is strength. There is a deeper strength than the world has shown you. The strength to pause, the strength to breathe, the strength to choose presence over panic. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It is movement aligned with wisdom. You are learning this now, and you are growing stronger, even as you drift towards sleep. I am not broken, I am unfolding. You are not a project to be completed. You are a lotus, opening petal by petal beneath the moonlight. No rush, no shame. You are not behind. You are blooming, just like the lotus in the morning light. Even if you were buried in darkness, even if you were surrounded by mud, you have always known how to rise. And now you rise, not with force, but with the quiet wisdom that says, I am ready. I release what no longer serves me. You no longer carry what weighs you down. You no longer grip what was meant to pass. You release the old stories, the outdated defenses, the patterns that kept you small. You are no longer a prisoner of the past. You are the keeper of the present. I welcome peace in its place. With every release, you make space. And into that space, peace enters. Gently, fully, like light entering a room that has waited years to be seen again. You welcome it now, not because you chased it, but because you became ready. My emotions are my teachers. They have taught you boundaries. They have taught you love. They have taught you when to stay and when to walk away. You no longer see emotions as enemies. You see them as sacred messengers, each with a lesson. You bow to them. You listen, and then you let them go. But I am the master. You are not the emotion. You are the one who sees. You are the one who breathes. You are the mountain, and the wind may dance around you, but it no longer moves your roots. You are no longer lost in the storm. You are the calm eye within it. I trust the wisdom within me. There is a voice within you that speaks before words, a knowing that lives beneath thought, a presence that does not shout. It whispers, and tonight you listen, and in that listening, you become whole. I am the mountain, strong, silent, unshaken. You do not react. You respond. You do not collapse. You center. You are the mountain, and nothing outside of you defines what you feel inside. Unmoved by the storm, you no longer fear emotion. You let it pass. Like wind, like rain, like waves, but the mountain remains. And that mountain is you. And now I give myself permission to sleep, to surrender, to drift, and to heal. You are not falling asleep as escape. You are entering sleep as sacred return. This is your temple. This is your medicine. This is your healing. You surrender not because you are giving up. You surrender because you are becoming free. Let your body fall now. Let your breath carry you. Let the stillness embrace you like a monk's robe in the winter wind. Let yourself be held by this calm. The work of emotional mastery does not begin in striving, it begins in presence. And tonight, with every breath, with every word, with every soft surrender, you are becoming the presence you seek. Breathe again now. In, out, in, out. Let the world fade. Let your thoughts dim. Let silence carry you. Module 6. Emotion is energy in motion. What we call emotion is simply energy moving. Shi Heng Yi. Tonight, as you lie still, wrapped in the quiet hush of this sacred space, there is a soft awareness beginning to rise from deep within you. It is not loud. It does not demand attention like the thoughts that usually swirl in your waking life. It does not shout, nor does it ask to be solved. It just moves. Perhaps you've never noticed this before, but beneath your breath, beneath your stillness, beneath even the calming words you now hear, there is a current. It pulses like a river beneath frozen ground. It stirs like wind through unseen grass. It vibrates like a song too ancient to be written down. That is emotion, not drama, not chaos, not confusion, just movement energy in motion. And this is the first secret we now awaken to. Emotion is not a problem. Emotion is a wave. And you are not drowning. You are learning to surf. The nature of emotion. Most people, without ever realizing it, spend their whole lives running from emotions, trying to chase only the good ones, trying to banish the painful ones, trying to armor themselves against any inner current they do not control. But Shi Heng Yi reminds us, this is the source of our suffering. It is not the emotion itself that causes pain. It is our resistance to it, our fear of it, our need to label, to fix, to avoid. The monk does not run from emotion. He sits with it. He breathes with it. He lets it pass through like a shadow across the ground, acknowledged, respected, but not clung to. You, too, can learn this. And tonight, as your body sinks deeper into this temple of rest, as your breath slows into soft rhythms, you will begin to feel what it means to flow with emotion, rather than freeze beneath it. Feel the flow within. Let us begin. Take a breath. Not just a breath to oxygenate your body, but a breath to tune into your inner sea. Inhale slowly through your nose. Let cool air move gently into your chest, like a breeze entering a silent courtyard. Exhale gently through your mouth. Feel warmth leaving your body, as though releasing the sun that had been stored all day in your bones. Now, bring your awareness to your chest, not to judge, not to fix, but to witness. Ask yourself, what is alive here? A flicker of tightness? A quiet heat? A hollow? A knot you didn't even know you carried? Whatever you feel, don't push it away. Don't analyze it. Just be with it. Like a monk gazing at ripples on a mountain pond. You watch, without grasping. You feel, without clinging. This too is energy. This too is motion. Emotions are not you, they move through you. You are not sadness. Sadness is simply a wave passing through your awareness. You are not anger. Anger is simply fire rising and falling. Sometimes fierce, sometimes faint, but always temporary. You are not fear. Fear is just the sound of wind in the trees. It can rattle the leaves, but it cannot uproot the forest. And you are the forest. When we forget that, we tense, we resist, we grip the emotion with fear, trying to hold it still, trying to control it, trying to pretend it isn't there. But what happens when you try to trap wind in a jar? What happens when you try to dam the ocean? You suffer. Instead, you must become porous, like bamboo in the rain, like sand, letting the tide slip through. Let the emotion move. It's not here to hurt you. It's here to complete its journey. The Shaolin flow. When monks at the Shaolin temple train, they do not begin with aggressive fighting forms. They begin with flow. Each movement of the hand, each pivot of the foot, each turn of the body is a way to learn how energy moves. They learn not how to strike, but how to feel momentum. Not how to control, but how to harmonize. Your emotions are no different. They are the inner martial art. They rise, they expand, they shift, they fade. When you allow them to do this, without resistance, without shame, without suppression, you master them without force. Breath practice. Let the energy move. Let us return now to the breath, your anchor in the sea of sensation. Inhale, feel the cool breath enter your nostrils. Let it flow to your belly. Let it awaken awareness, not tension, but softness. Exhale, feel the warmth exit your lips. Feel tension dissolve like fog in sunlight. Feel emotion begin to flow like water melting from a mountaintop. Inhale again, and this time, as you breathe in, feel the energy rise in you, not with force, but with life. Exhale, and this time, let it carry anything you do not need, any worry, any shame, any judgment, out of the body. Now again, breathe in. Feel the sensation in your chest. Where does it want to move? Is it a flutter, a glow, a vibration? Let it move. Let it stretch. Don't trap it in language. Don't rush it out of existence. Let it be. You are not stuck, you are flowing. Many people think, I am stuck. But what they truly mean is, I am resisting flow. Tonight, you no longer resist. You realize that what you feel does not define you. It moves through you. It does not own you. It does not trap you. It is not permanent. You are the sky. The cloud is passing. You are the riverbed. The current is moving. And your role is to allow, to breathe, to soften, to observe. You are not broken. You are breathing. You are not frozen. You are flowing. Closing whisper. So now, dear listener, let this truth settle in the deepest part of you. I am not stuck. My emotions move freely through me. I am the witness, not the wave. Let these words echo through your bones like a gentle bell in a quiet monastery. Let the wave pass. Let the breath deepen. Let your body rest. The work of emotional mastery is not to silence the river, but to learn how to sit beside it without falling in. And that is exactly what you are doing now. Module 7. Mindful movement in stillness. Even in stillness, you are moving. Though your body lies still, though your eyes are closed, though the outer world has faded into silence, inside you there is motion. Your breath rises and falls like a tide. Your blood flows like rivers beneath the land. Your thoughts drift like clouds across a sky too vast to measure. Stillness, you see, does not mean frozen. It is not the absence of movement, but the presence of awareness. In the ancient halls of Shaolin, monks train for years to understand this paradox, that stillness and motion are not opposites. They are partners in the same dance. Just as a flame flickers within the quiet bowl of an oil lamp, you too can move without chaos and still be centered. Shi Heng Yi puts it beautifully. The monk walks with full awareness, and in that walk, he touches eternity. This is your practice tonight. Not a physical walk, but a journey inward. A walk not with the feet, but with the soul. A sacred pilgrimage down the path of awareness. And so now, let us begin. Guided visualization. The bamboo path. You find yourself standing at the edge of a narrow forest path. The world around you is hushed, not from emptiness, but from reverence. Tall bamboo trees rise high above your head, swaying gently in the early breeze. Their trunks stretch toward the sky in perfect stillness, yet every leaf moves with grace. Light filters softly through the green canopy above, not blinding, but golden, like a memory of the sun. The earth beneath your feet is cool. You are barefoot. Your soles touch the dirt, the fallen leaves, the small stones. It doesn't hurt. It grounds you. You are clothed in a simple robe, loose, flowing, quiet. It whispers as you walk, but never speaks loudly. And now, you take a step. One step, not rushed, not clumsy, but with presence. You feel your foot land on the earth. You feel your heel, then the ball of your foot, then your toes gently settling down, and then another step. Soft, intentional. You are walking like a monk now, with full awareness, not to get anywhere, not to escape, not to prove anything. You walk to arrive here, and with each step you take, you feel yourself becoming more present. You begin to notice things you've never noticed before. The whisper of the wind as it passes through thousands of bamboo leaves. Not loud, but layered, like nature's breath. The faint crunch of the earth beneath your feet. The scent of morning dew clinging to the bark. The feeling of your robe brushing your skin. The rhythm of your breathing. So steady, so soft, so sacred. Every step is a miracle. Every moment is a doorway to now. Stillness within motion. Now, you pause. You are standing beneath a great arch of green. The bamboo trees bend slightly overhead, forming a quiet cathedral of light and shadow. You stand still, but inside you, there is movement. Your heart beats. Your breath flows. Your awareness expands. You are not frozen. You are alive. Stillness here is not emptiness. It is fullness, a deep listening to everything that is, without needing to change it. You feel a sensation in your chest. Perhaps it's tightness. Perhaps it's a warmth. Perhaps it's just stillness itself. Whatever it is, you do not resist it. You do not name it. You do not reach for a story. You simply allow it to be. This is your temple now. this forest, this body, this breath, emotion in the forest. And now, an emotion returns. Perhaps it's sadness, a deep, slow ache rising from the roots of your being. Perhaps it's fear, a flutter in your belly, unsure of what tomorrow may bring. Perhaps it's uncertainty, a cloud without shape, hovering in the edges of your mind. But here, in this bamboo forest, you do not run from it. You do not argue with it. You do not try to change it. You do what the bamboo does. You bend, but you do not break. You allow the feeling to sway through you, like wind moving through leaves. You are not the wind. You are not the leaf. You are the root. You are grounded. You are strong. You are centered. Repeat softly within. I bend with the winds of emotion, but my roots are deep. I remain. Let that truth settle into your bones. Let it ripple through your spine. Let it echo in the silence between your thoughts. You are not fragile. You are flexible. You are not overwhelmed. You are aware. This is how a monk trains the mind. Not by building walls, but by building presence. Not by controlling every thought, but by letting them pass, like clouds over a moonlit sky. The walk continues. And now, you begin to walk again. Step, breath, step, breath. You are not walking to get anywhere. You are walking to remain home. With each step, you feel more grounded. With each breath, you feel more spacious. You are no longer a mind chasing silence. You are silence. Observing the mind, you are no longer a body seeking peace. You are peace, living in a body. You are no longer defined by your emotions. You are the path and the walker and the wind in the trees. Closing whisper. Let this final truth enter your heart gently tonight. I honor movement without being moved. Even now, as you lie in bed, your breath continues its sacred rhythm. Your body, though still, is alive with quiet energy. Your emotions may still stir, but they no longer control the weather of your spirit. You walk the bamboo path with grace, and even in sleep, you remain rooted. So breathe once more, and let stillness cradle you. Let presence hold you. Let movement and stillness become one. Welcome to the eternal now. Let it carry you into rest. Module 8. Emotional discipline as inner freedom. Most people hear the word discipline and recoil. They imagine rigid rules, cold correction, a kind of inner warfare. They believe that discipline is a cage, something harsh, something unfeeling, something that must be endured. But in the world of Shaolin, discipline is none of these things. Discipline is liberation. In the quiet temples tucked between misty mountains, where monks rise before the sun and walk barefoot through stone corridors, discipline is not a punishment. It is a song, a rhythm, a structure upon which the soul can rest. Shi Heng Yi reminds us, a scattered life creates emotional storms, but rhythm creates peace. You see, emotions, like fire, are not evil. They are not shameful. They are not mistakes. But what is fire without form? It devours, it consumes, it blinds. A spark becomes a blaze. A single feeling turns into chaos. But when that same fire is held within a hearth, within a structure, within a sacred rhythm, it becomes something else entirely. It becomes warmth. It becomes light. it becomes life-giving. And that hearth, that structure, that sacred shape is discipline, the gentle framework of inner rhythm. So tonight, as you drift deeper into sleep, let us build together a new kind of discipline. Not a discipline of punishment, but of peace. Let your breath be the builder. Let each word be a stone. Let your body lie still, and your mind walk calmly into a new way of being. Begin by remembering this. My discipline is not control. My discipline is clarity. My structure is not a cage. My structure is sanctuary. Shaolin monks do not wake early because they must. They wake because they know that before the world moves, the self must be still. They do not repeat forms for pride. They repeat because repetition is remembrance. They do not walk with urgency. They walk with rhythm. And this, dear soul, is the new path opening within you. Sleep time structure for emotional strength. Let these quiet words build a foundation in your dreaming mind. Let them shape the landscape of your tomorrow. Let them settle beneath your skin, beneath your ribs, beneath the old noise. Repeat within softly, slowly, with reverence. I begin my day with stillness, no matter what the day brings. Before the noise, before the demands, before the world presses in, I begin in the sanctuary of silence. Even 1 minute of it, even one breath, even just awareness before I rise. I carry one intention, not many. I do not scatter myself into 10,000 directions. I do not let my energy be stolen by tasks that are not mine. I choose one truth for the day, one thread to follow, and I follow it with grace. I do not chase emotions, I welcome them. I do not seek to feel high, powerful, special. I do not fear sadness, anger, discomfort. All emotions are guests. I open the door to each, but I do not let any one of them take over the house. I end my day with peace. No matter how the day went, I return to breath. I forgive the world. I forgive myself. And I place the day down like a robe on the floor, the discipline of sleep. And now you are here on the soft edge of sleep. And even in this moment, especially in this moment, your discipline is shaping you, not by forcing you to think, not by asking you to remember, but by soaking gently into your subconscious, like water, soaking into ancient earth. Even while you sleep, a new rhythm is being planted. Old patterns are dissolving. Scattered thoughts are folding into stillness. The need to be everywhere is vanishing. And in its place, a quiet structure is forming. A rhythm that feels like breath. A discipline that feels like peace. Affirmations of purposeful living. Let these affirmations drift into your heart, not as commands, but as quiet truths you are remembering. I create space for peace, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. Peace is not earned, it is allowed, and I allow it. I live by rhythm, not by reaction. I do not let the world dictate my movement. I do not leap every time noise appears. I choose response over reaction. I choose purpose over panic. I do not rush. There is no wisdom in haste. There is no clarity in chaos. I walk as the monk walks. One step, one breath, one truth at a time. I move like the monk with purpose. Every act becomes sacred. Even brushing my teeth, even washing a cup, even folding my blanket. The sacred is not found in temples alone. It is created by attention, the root of all freedom. Discipline is not something you do. It is something you become. You become rhythm. You become clarity. You become structure. You become the hearth that holds the fire. Shi Heng Yi says that we are not here to conquer life. We are here to live it with awareness. And that awareness begins in how you greet your mornings, how you carry your focus, how you bow to each moment instead of rushing past it. Tonight, you are not just resting, you are reshaping. You are letting go of chaos. You are releasing the scattered mind. You are becoming the architect of your own inner world. Let the fire of emotion warm you now, not burn you, because now it lives in a container, a temple, a discipline of stillness. Final whisper for the night. I am safe. I am grounded. I am held not by force, but by intention. There is no need to strive, no need to fix, no need to chase peace. You are already walking in rhythm. You are already breathing in harmony. You are already resting in freedom. This is your discipline. This is your power. This is your peace. Let it hold you now. Let it guide you into sleep. Let it shape the morning that follows. Breathe, drift, release. The monk walks with you, even here. Sleep well, dear soul. You are the rhythm now. Module 9. Sleep as sacred reset. Sleep is not the end. Sleep is not an escape. Sleep is not the absence of activity. Sleep is a return. A sacred returning to the self that existed before the noise, before the roles, before the weight of expectation, before the tasks, titles, and troubles. Shi Heng Yi teaches that sleep is a ceremony, a quiet practice, a bow to the mystery that renews the body and calms the spirit. He reminds us that the monks do not simply collapse into slumber, they arrive there with presence. Before they sleep, they clear the mind. They breathe. They bow. They release the day like falling leaves. They do not enter night as escapees, but as pilgrims returning to the temple of stillness. And so tonight, you too shall enter that temple, the sacred way of rest. You are not falling asleep. You are not shutting down. You are not turning off. You are laying yourself down into the cradle of awareness. You are returning to silence, to rhythm, to the gentle wisdom that waits beneath the surface of thought. Feel the difference now. This is not the sleep of exhaustion, not the collapse after burnout, not the escape into numbness. This is sacred sleep. This is intentional slumber. This is soul rest. Let your breath show you how. Place one hand on your belly, the other gently over your heart. Feel their rhythm rising and falling in conversation. No effort, no control, no need to do anything. This is not something you make happen. This is something you allow. Sleep is already here, knocking softly, not with urgency, but with tenderness. And you are ready, releasing the day. Let us now release the fragments of the day, the conversations you replay in your mind, the moments that didn't go as planned, the thoughts that linger like shadows at dusk. Let them fall, like dust shaken from an old robe. Let them dissolve, not because you've solved them, but because you've seen they are not needed right now. You do not have to take them with you. You do not have to carry the day into the night. Shi Heng Yi teaches, when you sleep with awareness, you wake with wisdom. So tonight, we enter with full presence. Not rushed, not grasping, not hiding. You lay yourself down, like a monk lays down the day, with ceremony, with intention, with care. And in this laying down, you rise in spirit. The alchemy of sleep. The world calls sleep a pause, but in the temple, it is seen as transformation. Sleep is where emotions reorganize, where unspoken grief finds space to soften, where the mind resets, where the nervous system restores its sacred rhythm, where the energy of sorrow, anger, hope, and joy is rebalanced. This is not laziness. This is sacred work. Just as a garden rests in winter, just as the moon disappears to renew itself, you too must retreat in order to rise. You are not escaping. You are healing. You are not avoiding. You are listening to the deeper voice within. This is sleep as alchemy. Sleep as wisdom. Sleep as the sacred reset. Gentle reflections for the subconscious. Let these thoughts settle deep beneath the surface, into the soil of your unconscious. Let them be seeds that bloom in silence. I do not need to chase sleep. I allow it. Sleep arrives when I become soft. Sleep is not the prize. It is the path. I trust the healing that happens beyond thought. Even if I don't remember the dreams, even if I don't notice the shift right away, I trust that sleep is sculpting me anew. My emotions are reorganizing while I rest. Old burdens are being released. Tension is unwinding. My body is restoring balance with every breath. I do not fear sleep. I do not resist sleep. I become sleep. I merge with stillness. I dissolve into rhythm. I rest into truth. The breath that leads you home. Come back now to the breath. Not because you must control it, but because it is already guiding you. Inhale gently. Cool air flows in, and with it light. Exhale slowly. Warmth flows out, and with it release. Let your breath become your teacher. Let it walk you to the edge of consciousness. Let it carry you like a leaf on water. You are not failing. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are simply returning to yourself. A final whisper from the temple. Somewhere in a mountain temple, a monk has just blown out the final candle. The stones are warm from the day. The breeze stirs the prayer flags outside, and in the silence, there is peace. That same peace now surrounds you. It moves through the air. It settles into your bones. It whispers into your dreams. You have done enough. You have felt enough. You have held enough. Now you can let go. Let the night hold you. Let stillness wrap around you like a robe. Let your breath become a lullaby. Tonight is not about sleep as absence. It is about sleep as presence. Sleep as the sacred return. Sleep as the gate through which tomorrow is born in calm. Good night, inner master. Breathe now, once more, with full softness, with full surrender. And as your body sinks into this sacred bed of awareness, let this truth echo through every cell. I do not sleep to forget. I sleep to remember. I sleep to renew. I sleep to come home to myself. You are not escaping. You are returning. This is your sacred reset. Good night, beloved soul. Let the alchemy begin. Module 10. Final affirmations. Let the mind rest. Let the body soften. Let the spirit return. Tonight, you are not here to try. Not here to strive. Not here to achieve one final goal before you sleep. You are here to allow. to receive, to become light, to become still, to become free. The teachings of Shi Heng Yi have walked with you from the temple path to the quiet rhythm of your breath. And now, in these final moments before you drift into sacred silence, you are not asked to remember. You are asked only to surrender. Let these final words arrive not as instructions, but as gentle rain. Let them fall into your subconscious, not to be analyzed, but absorbed. No resistance, no pressure, only presence. Soft landing. You are lying still now. Your body is relaxed. Your chest rises and falls with no effort. This is your landing. This is your return. The space between wakefulness and sleep is sacred. It is the soft bridge that connects intention to transformation. Let this be your prayer. Not the prayer of religion, but the silent prayer of rest. Let it echo through your cells, your breath, your being. Affirmation stream. I am safe. Not because the world is perfect, but because I am grounded within. Safety lives in the breath, not in control. And in this breath, I find home. I am still, not frozen, not numb, but awake in calm. Still like the surface of a mountain lake beneath moonlight. Still and watching. I am aware. I see without judgment. I feel without panic. I observe the world and my thoughts without clinging or fleeing. Awareness is my freedom. Emotions may visit me, but they do not define me. They rise like morning fog and fall like dusk. They are guests, not rulers. I do not chase them. I do not resist them. I welcome them, and I let them pass. I do not resist what I feel. I let it pass through gently. Every feeling is a wave. I do not brace. I do not drown. I float and I release. My breath is my guide. Each inhale a new beginning. Each exhale a surrender. I do not need maps. My breath knows the way home. My heart is open, not exposed, not defenseless. Open with wisdom. Open with grace. Open like the petals of a lotus in morning sun. My mind is clear, not empty, but spacious. Thoughts arise, but they do not anchor. I see them, I bow to them, I let them go. I am not broken. This is the great lie I leave behind tonight. There is nothing missing. There is only unfolding. I am becoming. Each breath reshapes me. Each release transforms me. I am in motion, slow, sacred motion toward myself. Sleep is sacred. Not laziness, not escape, but divine alchemy. In sleep, I am rebuilt by stillness. In sleep, I am reawakened to peace. Healing is effortless. It does not require force. It does not need understanding. It only needs space, and I now offer it that space. I welcome the silence, not as absence, but as presence. A silence that speaks in warmth, in spaciousness, in peace. I welcome the peace, not as a reward, but as a natural return. Peace is not earned. It is remembered. I welcome myself. No more rejection. No more resistance. I return to myself as I return to sleep. I am free to rest now. No obligation. No defense. Just rest as my birthright. I am free to let go. Of the roles, of the worries, of the layers that once felt necessary. Let go now. Let go fully. Let go like a feather leaving the hand of the wind. Deep descent into sleep. Let these affirmations wrap around you like a soft robe. Let your bones grow heavy. Let your thoughts melt like snowflakes in warm water. Let your muscles dissolve into the mattress. Let your soul grow quiet, like a bell whose ring has just faded. And now, as the final affirmations pass through you, let sleep arrive, not with force, but with gratitude. You are not escaping. You are arriving into the deepest part of yourself, where peace is not something you create, but something you uncover. Let it be gentle. Let it be deep. Let it be whole. Final whisper. Let all thoughts now fall like petals. Soft, weightless, graceful. They do not crash. They do not demand. They simply fall. Let your spirit melt into the stillness. Like honey in warm tea. Like breath into cool air. Like prayer into silence. Let the teachings of Shi Heng Yi echo softly in your dreams. You may forget the words, but not their feeling. You may forget the form, but not the transformation. You are now on the path, even as you sleep. Even now, let go, dear soul. You are free. You are whole. You are home. Module 11. Understanding Inner Alchemy. To change the world outside, you must first transform the energy inside. Shi Heng Yi. Tonight, dear soul, as your body lies in still surrender and the hush of night embraces you like a warm, ancient cloak, you are stepping across an unseen threshold. This isn't just a moment of rest. This is a sacred turning, a sacred transformation. This is the moment where sleep ceases to be an escape and becomes a ritual of alchemy, inner alchemy. What is inner alchemy? It is not fantasy, not fiction, not something reserved for monks in distant temples, nor hidden scrolls in ancient libraries. Inner alchemy is alive. It breathes within you. It pulses in the spaces between thoughts. It flickers in the chest where longing stirs. It hums in the belly when you feel something shift and you don't yet have the words for it. Inner alchemy is the sacred practice of turning emotional energy into something more refined, more useful, more deeply aligned with your higher self. It is the art of seeing emotion not as a distraction or disruption, but as the raw material for awakening. Your sadness is not just sorrow. It is the soil in which compassion grows. Your anger is not just fire. It is the furnace where boundaries are forged. Your fear is not just trembling. It is the gatekeeper of courage. Your confusion is not just noise. It is the invitation to sit with mystery until wisdom begins to speak. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that the world will reflect our internal state. And so, if we wish to bring clarity into our lives, we must first become clear within. If we wish to create peace, we must nurture stillness in the breath, the belly, the bloodstream. If we seek to change anything outside, we must begin within. Tonight, as the world quiets and the mind unhooks from its grip on the day, something sacred is happening within you. You are not falling asleep. You are falling inward, into depth, into softness, into the alchemical furnace of your own sacred becoming. Let us begin. Inhale now. Feel the air enter your body like warm light. Let it settle in your belly, and exhale slowly. Let your body melt deeper into the earth. Let go of the image of who you think you must be. Let go of the past you keep replaying. Let go of the future you keep rehearsing. You are not here to perfect yourself. You are here to transform. Imagine a small spark in the center of your chest. It's not loud, It doesn't beg for attention. It glows gently, steadily, like an ember in sacred ash. That spark is the beginning of your inner fire, the fire of transmutation, the fire of alchemy. Now let your awareness drift to the emotions you've been carrying. Perhaps you've felt frustrated lately. Perhaps there is grief you haven't spoken aloud. Perhaps anxiety tightens the muscles of your back. Let those emotions rise. Let them show their faces. You are safe now. You do not need to judge them. You do not need to suppress them. You are not weak for feeling them. Emotions are energy. Emotion, energy in motion. Your role tonight is not to silence that energy. It is to meet it, witness it. Hold it like a monk would hold a tea bowl, carefully, reverently, without rush. Visualize yourself now in an ancient garden, surrounded by soft amber night. Stone lanterns flicker. Cherry blossoms drift like snow through the air. And at the center of this garden is a fire, not wild, not dangerous, but intentional, contained, sacred. That fire is your emotional energy being transformed. The flames flicker gold, blue, violet. They move, but do not lash out. They rise, but do not consume. This is the hearth of your inner alchemy. Every past wound you've buried is gently rising from the soil, not to harm you, but to be held, to be warmed, to be transmuted. Can you feel the shift? It is quiet, but undeniable. This is the sacred truth. You do not heal by force. You do not transform by denial. You awaken by presence. You evolve by allowing. You grow by soft attention. Let each breath stoke the fire. Let each moment of stillness add fuel to this transformation. Let these affirmations guide you. I am not here to reject my emotions. I am here to understand them. I do not resist what I feel. I allow the energy to evolve. Every emotion carries wisdom. I listen with compassion. I am the fire. I am the vessel. I am the alchemist. Let these words echo through the chambers of your heart. Let them rise in your dreams. Let them root into your soul. And now, as you drift further into sacred sleep, know this. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are returning. You are not stuck. You are in motion. Even now, even here, the alchemy continues. Let the transformation deepen. Let the silence hold you. Let your inner world reshape. Sleep now, dear soul. Sleep as the alchemist, and wake as the flame. Module 12, Breath the Bridge of Transformation, Fiftics Expanded. In the world of Shaolin, there exists a wisdom that predates language, a truth that lives not in the words we say, but in the rhythm we embody. This truth is not held in scrolls or inscribed in stone. It does not shout, it whispers, and it whispers through the breath. Breath in the Shaolin tradition is not a passive act of survival. It is a living bridge, a sacred pathway, a thread of consciousness that runs through the core of who we are. Shi Heng Yi teaches that breath is more than oxygen, more than airflow. It is Qi, the vital life force energy that animates all living things. In this way, breath becomes more than physical. It becomes spiritual. It becomes the invisible yet undeniable current that links our thoughts to our physical form, our emotions to our internal stillness, and our spirit to the present moment. When your breath is shallow, your world becomes narrow. You lose spaciousness mentally and emotionally. Your thoughts flutter like leaves in the wind. You feel ungrounded, untethered, caught in a constant dance of reaction. Your nervous system, sensing danger, becomes tense. Muscles tighten, the jaw clenches, sleep evades. Emotions tangle. But when your breath is deep, long, patient, and deliberate, you become vast. Suddenly, space opens up inside you. The mind begins to slow, like a stream after rainfall. Muscles loosen. The body drops its armor. The heart begins to beat with ease. You return to yourself. And in this returning, you reclaim peace. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that learning how to breathe is learning how to live. In Shaolin temples, monks are taught to integrate breath into every movement, from the arc of a kick to the stillness of meditation. The breath is their metronome, their compass, their guardian. It carries them into battle with fear. It brings them back to peace when the training ends. You don't need to wear robes to access this power. You don't need to live in a monastery to know this stillness. You only need presence and breath. Let us begin. Guided breath practice, transformational breathing. Allow yourself to become aware of your breath, the one that is already happening. Don't force it, don't manipulate it, simply notice it. Feel the inhale, perhaps short, perhaps long. Feel the exhale, perhaps shallow, perhaps full. Whatever it is, let it be enough. Now, inhale slowly through your nose. Feel the coolness of the air as it enters, passing gently down your throat, into your chest, expanding your belly. Imagine your breath like a sacred wind moving through ancient corridors. Pause at the top of the breath. Don't hold it tightly, just linger. Let the energy settle like dust on temple stone. Now exhale slowly through the mouth, gently, as if blowing through bamboo reeds. Imagine this breath carrying something with it, a worry, a judgment, a tension you've held too long. Again, inhale, feel your chest rise like a lotus in sunlight. Let it open. Pause. Exhale, feel the petals fall, softly letting go. Let the old stories fall away with them. As you breathe, begin to notice a subtle shift. Your shoulders may soften, your chest may feel lighter, your mind may begin to quiet. You are not just breathing air, you are breathing transformation. Inhale again, and this time visualize golden light. See it filling your lungs, illuminating the spaces within you that have been dimmed by stress. Let that light spread into the corners behind your eyes, into your fingertips, into your spine. Pause. Allow the light to settle. Exhale slowly. Let go of the stories that burden you, the ones that whisper, "I'm not enough," or "I must be perfect." Let them evaporate with the breath. Return to a natural breath now. Let it flow on its own. Soft, rhythmic, effortless. This is not just relaxation. This is breath work as transformation. This is alchemy in motion. With every inhale, you invite in clarity. With every exhale, you dissolve tension, old identities, and false beliefs. Like a blacksmith takes molten metal and forges a blade, you are using breath to shape your awareness. You are not fixing yourself. You are refining. You are not changing your nature. You are returning to it. Breath is not just a function. It is your sacred companion. It is the teacher that always walks beside you, through fear, through grief, through healing. You carry this temple of breath wherever you go. Now pause once more. Feel the silence between the breaths. That space so easily missed is where awareness lives. In that gap, there is no fear, no effort, only presence. Let that presence grow. You are not just lying in bed tonight. You are communing with your deepest self. You are touching the divine rhythm that pulses beneath the chaos. You are returning to the one place that has always been yours, the breath. Let your breath be your guide. Let your breath be your healer. Let your breath be the sacred bridge between your emotions and your calm. One last breath. Inhale, invite spaciousness. Exhale, let everything else fall away. You are the bridge. You are the breath. You are the presence that never leaves. And now, as you continue to breathe, soft, slow, steady, you remember, with each breath, you return to yourself. With each breath, you awaken the alchemist within. Sleep in this breath. Sleep in this awareness. Sleep in peace. Module 13, Fire Without Burn, using anger for clarity. Tonight, beloved soul, we enter the heart of fire, not the fire that destroys, not the fire that consumes in rage or scorches with chaos, but the sacred fire, the inner flame that, when understood, becomes your lantern through the darkness. This is the fire of anger, often feared, often silenced, but never truly healed unless met with awareness. Shi Heng Yi, a guide in both stillness and discipline, teaches us a fundamental truth. Anger is not the enemy. Unawareness of anger is the danger. This truth, simple yet profound, opens the door to emotional mastery. Because anger, when left unchecked, can burn through relationships, dissolve peace, and damage the very heart that carries it. But when acknowledged, when held with consciousness, anger becomes something else entirely. It becomes light. It becomes direction. It becomes clarity. The sacred flame. Imagine now, as your body lies still and your breath flows gently, that somewhere within your chest, a flame exists. You do not have to create it. It is already there, flickering softly behind your sternum, behind old words unspoken, behind that one moment when you weren't heard, when something important in you was ignored, betrayed, or disrespected. That's where the fire lives. Not because you are wrong, but because something within you wanted to be seen. This flame, this anger, is sacred. It is not wild by nature. It only becomes wild when we deny it, when we suppress it, when we label it as bad. In the Shaolin tradition, monks do not run from fire. They train with it. They dance with it through form and breath, through awareness and discipline, not to destroy, but to channel. So tonight, as your body relaxes and your spirit prepares for rest, let us walk with your fire. Let us bow to it. Meeting the flame within, bring to mind gently, with no judgment, a moment where you felt anger. Perhaps recent, perhaps long ago. You are not reliving it. You are not revisiting the story. You are simply noticing the energy that arose in that moment. Where did it settle in your body? Was it in the tightening of your chest? Was it in the clenching of your fists? Was it the heat behind your eyes, or the ache in your throat? Wherever it lived, go there now. Gently, with compassion, breathe into that space. Let the breath be the balm. Inhale into the fire. Exhale, and allow the flame to soften. This is not about extinguishing anger. This is not about numbing it. This is about transmuting it. Awed, transmutation of anger. When you breathe into your anger, you begin to unearth its true message. Beneath the heat, there is often pain. Beneath the resistance, there is often fear. Beneath the fire, there is often love. Yes, love. Love for justice, for truth, for your dignity, for your voice. Anger shows you what matters. It points to what you value. It marks the boundaries you didn't know you needed. So now, place your hand gently over your chest. Feel the warmth of your body. Feel the steady rhythm of your heart. And say inwardly, I see you, anger. Thank you for showing me what matters. I now choose peace. These words are not weakness. They are strength in form. They are clarity in action. They are your step into Shaolin discipline, a life not ruled by reaction, but by wisdom. The monk's way of fire. When a Shaolin monk trains, the fire of emotion is never rejected. It is welcomed, but never indulged, never left wild. Through breath, movement, repetition, and silence, the monk shapes the fire, turns it inward, not as self-harm, but as self-understanding. Anger becomes precision. Anger becomes focus. Anger becomes movement that is graceful, sharp, purposeful. So now, let us use the breath, your eternal companion, to invite this same transformation. Breath into the fire. Inhale deeply. Draw air down into your belly. Feel the breath gather in the space of your fire. Hold it just for a soft moment. And now exhale, as if releasing smoke. Let go. Let go of the clenched stories. Let go of the blame. Let go of the need to be right. Again, breathe in. Breathe in awareness. Breathe in responsibility. Exhale. Breathe out aggression. Breathe out judgment. Let this breath dance with your fire. Let it carry you into the alchemy of calm. Affirmations of clean fire. Repeat inwardly or simply receive. I do not suppress my anger. I meet it with awareness. My anger is a teacher. It shows me what I value. End of chapter 60. I do not act from fire. I act from clarity. I am not ruled by emotion. I am guided by presence. I am not afraid of my fire. I am the one who tends it, becoming the flame keeper. You are not broken for feeling anger. You are not weak for wanting peace. You are the flame keeper, the one who tends to the fire, not with fear, but with reverence. Tonight, as your body softens into rest, let this inner fire glow not to scorch, but to warm. Let it light your internal temple. Let it illuminate the parts of you that are ready to be claimed, the voice you silenced, the strength you abandoned, the truth you buried. And as the breath deepens, and the body relaxes, and the night wraps you in stillness, let the fire glow, not loud, not fierce, just steady, just pure. This is Shaolin mastery. This is your fire without burn. Sleep now, warm in your truth. Sleep, held by your own strength. Sleep, and let the fire within you become the light that guides you home. Module 14. The water of grief, letting sadness flow. Tonight, beloved soul, we walk not with fire, but with water. Not with the sharpness of flames, but with the deep and flowing river of feeling. This river does not crash or roar, not tonight. It moves quietly. It weaves through the soft inner places that rarely see the light. This is grief. It is not dramatic. It is not always loud or bursting with tears. Often, it is the silence you carry, the lump in your throat when no one is watching, the sigh you release when memories arrive uninvited, the invisible weight behind your smile, the echo of someone or something that's no longer here and maybe never fully was. Shi Heng Yi, in his quiet way, reminds us, to grieve is not to be broken, it is to be fully human. These words are sacred because our modern world teaches us to suppress, to move on quickly, to mask our losses with noise, with activity, with a brave face. But grief needs space. It needs breath. It needs silence. And tonight we offer it all three. You are no longer rushing. You are no longer pretending. You are resting beside the river of your own heart. The nature of grief. Grief is not just about death. It is the mourning of all things that were once deeply held and then lost. Lost hopes, lost connections, lost innocence, lost versions of yourself. It might be the grief of a friendship that slowly faded, the grief of a love that was never returned, the grief of a parent's absence, or the grief of growing older and letting go of dreams. There is no hierarchy of pain. If it mattered to your heart, then the grief is real. You do not need permission to feel. You only need stillness to feel safely. And you have found that stillness now. Visualization, the inner river. Now gently, within your imagination, allow yourself to walk. You are barefoot, your steps soft and slow. You approach the edge of a quiet river beneath a full moon. The light above is pale and silver. It touches the surface of the water like a kiss. The water is not rushing. It is not loud. It is a gentle flow like breath. You kneel beside this river, and from your chest, you feel something stir. Not a scream, not a thunderclap, but a whisper, a sadness that has lived within you, quiet, patient. This river has been waiting for you. You place your hand into your pocket, but there is no coin. Instead, there is a single petal. You look at it and know what it holds. A memory, a goodbye, a moment you never spoke aloud. You place it on the surface of the water, and it floats, softly, carried by the current. And then you find another, and another. One for every goodbye you whispered in your mind, but never out loud. One for the opportunities missed. One for the people you miss, but no longer talk about. One for the what-ifs that visit you before sleep. Let each petal float. There is no rush, only release. Understanding the healing flow. You are not weak for grieving. You are strong for holding this space. Grief is not meant to be conquered. It is meant to be witnessed, honored, and slowly, gently softened. Like a river smooths the sharpest stone, grief softens what was once jagged within you. It teaches you compassion. It teaches you tenderness. It opens you in places that joy alone cannot reach. To feel sadness deeply is to love deeply. Grief is not the enemy of happiness. It is the womb of your depth. Without it, you would only skim the surface of life. But because you felt deeply, you now see deeply, and that is sacred. Rate. Breathwork, letting the sadness flow. Let's now return to your breath. Inhale gently. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Feel it descend into your chest, your belly. And now, exhale and feel it carry something out. Maybe it's not a full sadness. Maybe just the edge of it. Just a sigh, a tightness. Again, inhale. Say silently, I honor what I feel. Exhale. Say silently, I allow myself to heal. Let the rhythm of your breath be like the current of the river. It does not force. It flows. And you are flowing now too. Affirmations of the river soul. Whisper these affirmations within. Let them be soft. Let them be enough. I release what has already passed. I honor my pain. I no longer hide it. I am not broken. I am feeling. My grief is sacred. It connects me to life. I trust the river to carry me forward. I do not need to hold it all. I can let go. My tears are holy water. My silence is a prayer. Closing, floating in peace. Now, see yourself again, kneeling by that river. But you are lighter now. Your body is soft. Your chest is open. You do not need to cry aloud. Your soul is already weeping its silent tears, the kind that nourish, not drain. You stand, you bow to the water, and you begin to walk away, not to leave your grief behind, but to carry it in a softer form, a sacred form. Grief has not been erased. It has been honored. It has been held. And you are free. Free not from pain, but free within pain. Free to live. Free to feel. Free to heal. Now drift. Float within the quiet current of your own breath. Let the river carry you into the arms of sacred sleep. You are not alone. You are not weak. You are water. And water always finds a way forward. Sleep, dear one. Grief flows through you now, and peace rises in its place. Module 15. The Sacred Discipline of the Mind. Tonight, beloved listener, we arrive not at a place of external noise or worldly distraction, but within the most sacred temple of all, the temple of the mind. It is here, in the quiet corridors of your own awareness, that the deepest transformations begin. And as your body softens into the bed beneath you, and your breath slows to a gentle rhythm, you are entering that temple with reverence. You are not just resting, you are returning to presence, to intention, to discipline. The Shaolin monks understand something most of the world has forgotten: that the mind, left undirected, becomes a chaotic landscape filled with debris of distraction, storms of emotion, and wandering thoughts. But the disciplined mind, the mind trained with love and presence, becomes a haven, a sanctuary, a tool of awakening. In the Shaolin tradition, discipline is not the harsh voice of punishment. It is not about restriction or suppression. No, it is about devotion, devotion to life, devotion to self. Discipline, in its purest form, is love in action. It is the act of showing up again and again for your own evolution. Every morning, the monks rise before the sun, not because they are forced, but because they are devoted. They bow to the new day, not out of habit, but out of respect. They sweep the floors not simply to remove dust, but to clear the mind. Every action, no matter how small, is infused with awareness. Every gesture becomes a meditation. They do not train for display. They do not move to impress. Their discipline is inward. A daily conversation between their breath and their mind, between their values and their choices. And this is the discipline we are cultivating tonight, not in a monastery, but in the quiet space between one breath and the next. You are lying still now, but you are not idle. You are practicing. By choosing this moment, by choosing this stillness, by listening with intention, you are shaping your inner world. Why mental discipline matters. The mind, untrained, becomes a restless traveler. It jumps from thought to thought, from fear to fantasy, never settling, never resting. It is like a wild horse, powerful, but without direction. But the disciplined mind, the mind that pauses, that reflects, that breathes, becomes the most powerful companion you will ever have. It becomes the monk in the storm. Thoughts still come. Emotions still rise, but the monk watches them, greets them, lets them pass like clouds across the sky. You do not need to eliminate thoughts to find peace. You need only to choose which ones to follow. And that choice is discipline. Mental practices for resilience. Let us now gently engrave new truths into your inner landscape. These truths are not commands, they are invitations, offerings, simple reminders of the kind of mind you are cultivating. I do not react to every feeling. I pause before responding. I breathe through discomfort. I return to the present moment. I do not chase every thought. I choose what I water with my attention. Let these phrases be your mental training. Just as the monk practices stances and breath, you are practicing stillness and clarity. Every time you feel triggered and you pause, you are training. Every time you feel overwhelmed and you breathe, you are practicing. Every time you let go of a worry that once ruled your day, you are awakening. Sleep time mental training. Now, imagine your mind as a vast garden. Each thought is a seed. Each focus, a watering can. You hold the power of growth. When you choose to dwell in peace, you water peace. When you choose to ruminate in anger, you feed the storm. This is not about judgment, it is about awareness. What do you wish to grow tonight? If it is compassion, then breathe into compassion. If it is clarity, then focus your attention like sunlight on that clarity. And when you notice old weeds, patterns of self-doubt, fear, comparison, do not panic. Do not pull them with violence. Simply stop watering them. Let them shrivel in the absence of attention. This is the sacred gardening of the mind. Discipline is not forced control. It is intentional tending. Final affirmations of mind discipline. Let these final affirmations settle into your being like gentle rain on fertile soil. You do not need to repeat them aloud, just receive them. I am the master of my mind. I am the keeper of my energy. I choose what grows within me. My discipline is an act of love. My peace is protected by the structure I create. These are not mere words, they are sacred bricks in the temple you are building inside yourself. Each one offers stability, each one offers a path home. Now let the breath return to its natural rhythm. Let your thoughts dissolve like mist. Let the body melt deeper into stillness. You have done enough. You are enough. And as you sleep tonight, remember, you are not wandering aimlessly through the dark. You are walking with intention, with grace, with discipline, even in your dreams. This is the essence of Shaolin wisdom. This is the sacred art of training the mind. This is what it means to return to yourself. Sleep now, dear soul. Sleep in love. Sleep in structure. Sleep in the power of your own becoming. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are simply remembering the discipline of who you already are. Module 16. Courage through fear, the hidden door. Tonight, beloved listener, we approach the shadow that lives in every heart fear. Not the panic that arises in danger, not the instinct that protects us from harm, but the deeper fear, the silent kind. The fear of not being enough, the fear of failing, the fear of being seen, and the fear of being forgotten. These are not signs of weakness, they are part of the human path, and they carry within them the invitation to transcend. Shi Heng Yi teaches, fear is not to be defeated, it is to be understood, embraced, and transcended. That is where we begin tonight, not by fighting fear, not by fleeing it, but by walking with it, breathing with it, bowing to it, until it dissolves into courage. Understanding the nature of fear, fear is not evil. It is not a flaw in your design. It is not proof that you are broken or unworthy. Fear is a signal. It is the sound your soul makes when it's standing at the doorway of growth. Every time you feel afraid of speaking up, of showing yourself, of starting something new. You are actually standing at the edge of your expansion. Fear arises not because you are shrinking, but because you are about to stretch. Tonight, you are invited to stretch, to soften into your fear, to listen to it without judgment, to recognize it as a teacher. Fear often enters the body as tightness in the chest, in the belly, in the throat. It whispers thoughts that are not true. Thoughts like, I can't. What if I fail? What if they leave? What if I'm not ready? But none of these are the voice of your spirit. They are echoes of the past, memories disguised as prophecy. When we breathe with them, we begin to rewrite them. Visualization, the temple door of fear. Close your eyes gently now, and in your imagination, find yourself standing at the base of a mountain under the night sky. The stars shimmer above you. The wind is cool and clear. Before you stands a grand temple, ancient, silent, powerful. Its entrance is a tall wooden door, aged by time, carved with mysterious symbols. Above the archway, in quiet glowing letters, is a single word, fear. You approach it slowly, not rushing, not resisting. You feel it, that small stir in your belly, a tremble in your fingertips, the hesitation behind your ribs. But something deeper within you is calm, ancient, knowing. This moment is not one of resistance, it is of recognition. You place your hand gently on the door. You feel its texture, the chill of the metal, the vibration of your own heartbeat in your palm. And then with one breath you push. The door creaks open, and what greets you is not darkness, not monsters, not shame. What you see is you, but not the you of fear, the you beyond fear. The version of you that walked through the doubt, that faced the unknown, that stood tall even when trembling. This version of you is smiling, not because it's easy, but because it's free. The fear was never a wall, it was a doorway. Got breath work for courage. Let's breathe now with that knowing. Inhale, and imagine you are breathing in courage, not the absence of fear, but the willingness to keep going despite it. Hold the breath, let it settle. Exhale, and imagine releasing a story that fear has told you. A story of limitation, a story of doubt. Again, inhale, I am stronger than I know. Exhale, I release what I no longer need. Inhale, I choose to walk with fear, not against it. Exhale, I soften into clarity. You are not pushing the fear away, you are turning toward it, and in doing so, you are dissolving its grip. Final reflection. Fear will visit you, again and again. This is the nature of life, but now you are not afraid of fear, because you have seen what's behind the door, because you know that each time fear arrives, it is offering you a gift, the opportunity to transcend. So say now within your heart, I walk with fear, I do not run, I do not hide, I transcend. Let the breath guide you gently into stillness. Let your body surrender to the peace that follows bravery. Even now, as you sleep, your courage is awakening. Even in your dreams, you are walking through the door. Sleep well, fearless one. The night is yours, and the light is within you. Module 17. The light within joy and acceptance. As your body rests deeper into stillness, and your breath becomes soft and effortless, something within you stirs. It is not urgency. It is not ambition. It is not the restless hunger for more. It is something gentler, something far more enduring. It is joy. Not the kind that dances loud in crowds or explodes with fireworks and cheering, but a quiet joy like sunlight, falling through the tall windows of a silent temple. The kind of joy that does not require permission or applause. The kind that does not depend on perfect circumstances or flawless outcomes. This joy comes from one place only: acceptance. Shi Heng Yi reminds us, joy does not come from what you gain. It comes from what you stop resisting. Tonight, dear soul, let this wisdom sink into your spirit like warm tea into a chilled body. Let it soften you. Let it expand inside your chest. You are not perfect. No one is. You've made mistakes. You've had regrets. And yet, despite it all, or perhaps because of it all, you are worthy. Worthy of peace. Worthy of rest. Worthy of love. Worthy of joy. Let that truth rise within you. Guided acceptance meditation. Let's begin now with breath. Inhale slowly, softly, as if you are welcoming something sacred. Exhale gently, as if you are releasing a weight that has been on your back for too long. Now, in your mind, say these words with quiet reverence. I accept where I am. I accept what I feel. I accept who I am in this moment. Pause. Let the truth of those words settle into your bones. Let them fill the spaces between your ribs and wrap gently around your spine. And now feel this next truth. I do not need to be fixed. I am enough and growing. You may feel something rise in your chest, a kind of inner warmth, like a lantern lit from within. That is joy. Not loud, not dramatic, but radiant like firelight inside the walls of your being. It is the joy that comes when you stop fighting with yourself, when you stop demanding perfection from a human heart, when you allow yourself to simply be with kindness. Feel it now not as emotion, but as presence. Perhaps it feels like a soft vibration in your chest, perhaps like a calm hum in your belly, or a smile rising slowly, effortlessly behind your closed eyes. You are not pushing joy into existence. You are discovering it where it has always been. The roots of real joy. This kind of joy is rooted like a tree that does not chase the wind. It does not depend on the world behaving a certain way. It does not collapse because of someone else's opinion. This joy is your own, a quiet celebration, a return home to yourself. You have walked through fear. You have sat beside grief. You have breathed through anger. You have cultivated discipline. And now, joy arrives. Not because everything is fixed, not because you've reached a final goal, but because you've stopped resisting where you are. This is the light within. This is the sacred smile of the soul. Final affirmations of joy and peace. Let these affirmations melt into you now as you float between waking and sleep. I do not need to chase peace. It is already within me. I am not perfect. I am present. My joy is not conditional. It is rooted in self-acceptance. This moment is enough. I am enough. I rest in the light of who I am. Surrender to the light. Now, return to your natural breath. No need to control, no need to shape. Just allow. Allow the softness to spread. Allow the stillness to carry you. Feel the light within you not shining outward, but glowing gently inward. Tonight, you do not have to strive. You do not have to become anything else. You only need to rest. You are not chasing peace, you are discovering that it has always lived inside of you. Right here, right now. And in that space, joy rises. Sleep, now held in the gentle light of your own acceptance. Sleep in quiet joy. Sleep and become who you already are. Module 18. Shadow to light transcending shame. Tonight, beloved soul, we approach the quietest and most hidden part of the emotional landscape, shame. Not sadness, not guilt, but that subtle, suffocating sense that something is inherently wrong with who you are. It hides in silence, cloaks itself in perfectionism, and builds walls around your heart, whispering that you must hide to be safe. But tonight, we choose to no longer hide. Tonight, we walk gently toward the light. Shame is not an emotion we are born with. It is learned. It is inherited. It is the voice of unkindness internalized, a collection of moments when we felt too much, not enough, too loud, too soft, too broken, too different. And yet, in truth, none of it was ever real. Shi Heng Yi reminds us, there is no such thing as an unworthy soul. There is only a mind lost in shadow, waiting to awaken. This awakening begins now. Lighting the lantern of awareness. Picture yourself in a dark temple. The walls are ancient, covered in vines and quiet. There are no windows, only a stillness that feels heavy but not frightening. You are not alone. You are with your breath, your body, and your courage. In your hands is a lantern, small, simple, but filled with sacred light. You light the flame, and immediately the room begins to change. Shadows soften, corners glow, and what you see around you are not monsters, but memories, versions of yourself hurt, ashamed, unseen. You approach them, not with judgment, but with presence. You sit beside them, you do not fix them, you hold them, and as you do, you whisper softly, you did the best you could with what you knew. You were only trying to belong, and now we are safe to let this go. Healing the inner wounds, breathe in slowly. Let your breath move through your chest like warm rain. Imagine it washing over the parts of you that have felt unacceptable. The you who was criticized, the you who was bullied, the you who was silenced. With every exhale, let go of one harsh word. With every inhale, welcome one truth. I am already whole. Let go of the stories that have weighed down your spirit, the beliefs that say you must earn love, prove your worth, or wear masks to be accepted. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be present. Reclaiming your worth now, bring your awareness to your heart. Imagine it opening like a flower under sunlight. It has been waiting patiently beneath layers of protection and silence to be seen. And tonight, you see it. You feel the worthiness that has always lived there, not because of what you've done, but simply because you are. Say softly within, I forgive myself for what I didn't know then. I release the story that I am not enough. I return to wholeness. You are not your shame. You are the light returning. You are the healer and the healed. 2. From shadow to light, shame has no power in the light of compassion. And your compassion tonight is stronger than any shadow. You have turned inward with bravery. You have faced what many run from. And now, you emerge lighter, clearer, freer. Let your final thoughts for tonight be these. I am worthy. I am whole. I am home. Rest now in this deep truth. There is nothing to fix, only more light to uncover. And tonight, you are glowing. From within, from love, from truth, from peace. Module 19. Energy resets sleep as a ritual. In the Shaolin tradition, sleep is not a passive event. It is not a collapse from exhaustion or a mindless slipping away from the responsibilities of the day. It is sacred. It is ceremonial. It is the ritual that closes the chapter of today with reverence and welcomes the mystery of tomorrow with renewal. Sleep is not merely the absence of waking. It is the doorway to transformation. Shi Heng Yi teaches that we do not sleep to escape life, we sleep to return to it. Stronger, clearer, realigned. Sleep then becomes not the end of the day, but the beginning of restoration. Every breath you take as you prepare to sleep is like a monk's bow, a gesture of gratitude, of release, of preparation for renewal. The world outside may grow quieter, but the world within you begins to bloom. Your cells begin to repair. Your nervous system softens. Your chi, your life force energy, flows in new, harmonious directions. And as you drift deeper into stillness, your body does not shut down, it resets. The sleep ritual as inner temple. Imagine now that you are entering a sacred temple, but this temple is not built from stone or marble. It is built from breath, from silence, from surrender. You are walking barefoot across a floor of calm. The ceiling above you is the vast night sky, and each star is a blessing. You are here not to worship anything outside of yourself, but to return to the sacred space within. The altar is your breath. The incense is your stillness. The mantra is your surrender. Sleep like a monk, a step by step in a bow. The bow, a moment of inward gratitude. Before monks sleep, they bow, not just with the body, but with the heart. You too can bow now inwardly. Say softly in your heart, "Thank you, body. Thank you, breath. Thank you, life." Feel the vibration of those words wash over you. Your body has carried you. Your breath has sustained you. Life has offered you lessons. Even if imperfect, even if difficult, today was part of your path. Honor it, and then gently release it. The clearing, letting go of mental clutter. Now say within, "I release all unresolved thoughts. I surrender what I cannot control." Visualize a chalkboard being wiped clean. Every worry, every replayed conversation, every unanswered question gone. Not because the answers are irrelevant, but because sleep is not the time for answers. It is the time for resetting the space where answers will one day arrive. The softening full body surrender. Feel each part of your body begin to yield. Your hands unclenching, open to rest. Your jaw relaxed, no longer holding back unspoken words. Your eyes soft, floating behind their lids. Your legs heavy, surrendered to the pull of gravity. Your spine lengthening, decompressing. Your belly rising and falling like a wave, slow and steady. This is not just relaxation. This is reverence. This is your body returning to its natural rhythm, a rhythm that doesn't need control, only allowance. The watching thoughts as incense smoke. Finally, step into the sacred role of observer. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who watches. Let each thought rise, like a wisp of incense smoke, curl through your awareness and drift away. You do not need to chase. You do not need to fix. You do not need to resolve. This is enough. The sacred reset. What happens now is sacred. Your brain begins to organize memories. Your muscles repair. Your immune system strengthens. Your heart finds its natural beat. Your emotions find their balance. And beneath all of this, your chi, the life force, flowing through every meridian in your body, moves freely again, not blocked, not pressured, just flowing, like a mountain stream in spring. Each inhale, a return to source. Each exhale, a release of what is no longer needed. Shi Heng Yi calls this the art of returning to stillness, returning to wholeness, returning to the quiet power that lives beneath the surface of everything. Port, final affirmations before sleep. Say inwardly or whisper gently, I do not sleep to escape life. I sleep to return to it stronger. My body is sacred. My breath is sacred. My rest is sacred. Tonight, I bow to the ritual of renewal. And now, let go of the day. Let go of effort. Let go of the belief that something is missing. You are not falling asleep. You are rising inward. You are resting like a monk. You are healing like a sage. You are sleeping like the mountain beneath moonlight, still, present, powerful. And when the sun rises once again, you will rise with it. Rest now, return now, reset now. Sleep in sacred peace. Sleep as a ritual. Module 20. Final Affirmations of Inner Alchemy. You've arrived at the final gate, the silent threshold where transformation becomes integration. The fire you faced did not consume you. The storms you breathed through did not break you. The river of emotion that once threatened to drown you has instead carried you home. Tonight, your body rests, not just in stillness, but in mastery. Your breath is no longer simply oxygen. It is the reminder of your presence. Your heart beats not only to survive, but to love again. You are no longer the same soul who began this journey, and yet, you have also returned to the one you always were beneath the noise, clear, whole, luminous. Shi Heng Yi teaches that true mastery is not about conquering the world, but understanding yourself. To master your emotions is to reclaim your inner space. It is to know that anger can become clarity, sadness can birth compassion, fear can reveal courage, and that all of it is part of the path. You now understand that emotions are not barriers. They are invitations. Invitations to witness yourself, to respond with presence, to awaken to what lies beneath every ripple of feeling. Peace.o. The quiet power of final affirmations. And now, as your body enters its deepest rest, and the veil of sleep gently draws over your eyes, the time has come to seal your transformation. Not through striving, not through effort, but through surrender. Let these affirmations become soft footprints across the inner temple of your heart. There is no need to speak them aloud. Let them be echoes. Let them settle into your breath. Let them whisper through your dreams. Affirmations for mastery, sleep, and inner alchemy. I am not afraid of my emotions. I welcome them with awareness, like guests arriving at the temple gates. I do not suppress what I feel. I observe, I breathe, I allow. I trust the wisdom hidden within each sensation. My anger becomes clarity, a fire that warms but no longer burns. My sadness becomes compassion, a river that softens but no longer drowns. My fear becomes courage, a doorway I now walk through with open eyes. I am not my past. I am not the mistakes I made, the pain I carried, or the roles I once played. I am not my thoughts. I am the space in which they arise. I am not my doubt. I am the stillness beneath the questions. I am the witness, calm, clear, and grounded in truth. I am the breath flowing, renewing, eternal. I am the stillness deep, unmoved, whole. I rest now in my sacred center. I return to the quiet strength of my inner light. Even as I sleep, my body heals. Even as I sleep, my energy resets. Even as I sleep, my spirit expands. There is nothing I must fix, nothing I must do, Nowhere I must go. I am already whole, already enough, already home. I am the alchemist of my soul. I transform pain into peace, heaviness into light, tension into flow, resistance into surrender. I am safe. I am loved. I am here. I am now. 2. Beaming into sacred sleep. Let these affirmations rest upon your spirit like moonlight on still water, soft, luminous, weightless. Let them become incense in your chest, rising, curling, vanishing, leaving only peace behind. Let them drift like autumn leaves across a temple path, not rushed, not forced, only falling where they must. There is no more striving tonight, no more effort, no more questions to answer or burdens to carry. Only being, only breathing, only resting. Let go now. Let go of the grip. Let go of the guard. Let go of the not yet. You've done enough. You've healed enough. You've become enough. In the stillness of this final breath, you return to your true essence, not as a seeker, but as one who has arrived. Not as someone in need of repair, but as someone blooming in silence. Good night, dear soul. Let this be your sacred exhale. Let this be your temple sleep. May the wisdom of Shi Heng Yi guide your rest. May your dreams be bathed in light. May your spirit rise with the dawn. Clear, calm, free. Sleep now and awaken renewed. The journey of inner alchemy is complete, and it has only just begun. Module 21, The Observer's Power. Tonight, as your body lies in quiet stillness and your breath slows into a gentle rhythm, you are invited to step beyond thinking, beyond feeling, into the vast, open sky of observation. This is not a doing, it is a becoming, becoming the witness, the one who watches without clinging, who listens without reacting, who allows without resisting. In the timeless teachings of Shi Heng Yi, we hear this truth. Mastery begins when you realize you are not the mind, you are the one watching it. This, dear soul, is where your power begins, not in controlling every thought or fixing every emotion, but in realizing you are not the storm, you are the sky. The silent witness within. Imagine for a moment that within you lives a quiet presence. It does not judge, it does not hurry, it simply sees. It is older than your memories, wiser than your thoughts. This presence is the real you, the observer behind the eyes, the calm behind the heartbeats. Thoughts may still rise, planning thoughts, anxious thoughts, nostalgic thoughts, but they are not you. They are clouds passing through your awareness. Emotions may ripple, sadness, joy, tension, gratitude, but they are not the ocean. They are waves, and you are the stillness beneath them. The observer watches them all and says, "Ah, there you are. No resistance, no attachment, just presence." Visualization. The temple mirror now. Visualize this sacred image. You walk through a quiet mountain temple. Its stone floors cool beneath your feet. The wind carries the scent of pine and incense. You arrive at the inner chamber still, dimly lit by lantern light. And there, at the center, stands a great mirror, ancient, polished, silent. You step before it. At first, you see only your face, but slowly, deeper layers appear. You see your fears, you see your stories, you see your past emotional reactions, all like soft clouds drifting across the reflection. But here's the miracle. As you observe them, they begin to dissolve. You do not fix them. You do not explain them. You simply see them. And in being seen without resistance, they lose their grip. This mirror does not judge. It simply reflects. And now, dear one, you are that mirror. You are the observer. You are the stillness. Affirmation of observation. Say gently in your heart, I observe all that arises within me, but I am not what arises. I am the stillness behind it. Repeat it again, slower. I am the stillness behind it. Let that truth echo softly within you, like a bell fading into mountain air. The power in the pause. The observer does not rush. The observer knows the value of the pause, that sacred space between stimulus and response, where all transformation lives. In that pause, you are free. Free to choose, to breathe, to align. With every breath, you are remembering. You are not the thoughts, you are the thinker. You are not the emotion, you are the space it moves through. You are not the noise, you are the silence that holds it all. Let that silence hold you now. Rest in observation. As you fall into sleep, become even more spacious. Allow your inner witness to gently observe each breath, each sensation. If a memory floats by, let it float. If an emotion whispers, let it pass. You do not need to cling. You do not need to fix. You only need to rest in the temple of observation. And here, you will find freedom. Here, you will find peace. Here, you become the master. Sleep now, sacred observer. Sleep as the mirror sleeps, silent, clear, wise. You have nothing to prove, only the sky to rest in, and the breath to carry you home. This is the power of observation. This is the calm behind all weather. This is you. Module 22. From reaction to response. Tonight, as you begin to soften into deep rest, a new awareness unfolds within you, one that has always been waiting, gently, patiently. It is the understanding that your power does not lie in controlling everything around you, but in how you choose to respond to it. Most people live in reaction. The door slams, a harsh word lands, an old pain returns, and instantly the body tightens, the emotions flare, and words are spoken from a place of unawareness. But you are no longer most people. Shi Heng Yi teaches the space between stimulus and response. That space is your power. This is not a metaphor. It is a lived reality, a training ground for emotional mastery. In that sacred space between what happens to you and what you choose to do, there is freedom. And tonight, that space is growing within you like a new breath. The dance of reaction versus response. Reactivity is fast. It is the flash of anger before understanding, the rush of fear before clarity, the sharp retort before reflection. It is conditioned, automatic. Rooted in survival, not wisdom, but response. Response is sacred. Response is stillness with intention. It is the breath before the word, the presence before the step. It is what makes the difference between war and peace, both in the world and within. Every time you pause before reacting, you are stepping out of the storm. You are reclaiming your awareness. You are saying, I am not a puppet to my triggers. I am the master of my inner world. Huge. Practice the sacred pause. Now, envision this. You are in a difficult conversation. Someone says something that, once upon a time, would have triggered you. You feel the rise that emotional heat. But instead of letting it spill into words, you pause. You feel your feet on the ground. You take one conscious breath. You feel your heart beating, not to rush, but to remind you, you are here. And from this space, you respond not with rehearsed wisdom, but with simple truth. Maybe it's silence. Maybe it's, I need a moment. Maybe it's a calm statement of your boundary. Whatever it is, it comes from you, not your pain. This is mastery in motion. You'd sleep as rehearsal for response now. As you drift towards sleep, let this rest become your rehearsal space. Let every breath be a gentle reminder you have the power to pause. Even in dreams, you are training your awareness. Even now, you are rewiring your nervous system from reactivity to peace. Say softly in your heart, I am no longer ruled by reaction. I choose to respond with presence. I have the power to pause and to choose. And let that truth settle. Let it melt into your breath. Let it root in your nervous system. You are no longer bound by old habits. You are free to meet each moment from stillness, from clarity, from love. Closing. This is what it means to become the master. Not someone without emotion, but someone whose emotions are no longer chains, but messengers. Someone who sees the storm and chooses the stillness within. Sleep now, powerful soul. You are not a reactor. You are a responder. You are awareness in form. Let the breath carry you deeper. Let the body dissolve into quiet. Let your inner light guide you into the next moment, awake or asleep as the master you are becoming. Module 23. Forgiveness and letting go. Tonight, we arrive at the final turning point, the last inner knot that often binds us not just to pain, but to the past. It is not anger, it is not fear, it is not sadness. It is the invisible burden of unforgiveness. That ancient weight tucked deep in the chest, that heaviness we often carry without realizing it. For some, it lives in the tightness of the jaw. For others, in the tension of the stomach. But for many, it becomes part of the breath, shallow, guarded, never fully free. Forgiveness, in its purest form, is not about letting someone else off the hook. It is not pretending that pain never happened. It is not a sweeping away of the wound. Shi Heng Yi teaches, when you do not forgive, you carry the burden of another's actions in your own body. This truth is both sobering and liberating, because it reminds us, forgiveness is not a gift for the one who hurt you. It is a liberation for yourself. The weight of the unforgiven. Unforgiveness is like carrying a burning coal in your hands, hoping it scorches someone else. But over time, it is you who is burned. You who grows tired. You who becomes hardened, bitter, and heavy. And so tonight, in the sanctuary of your breath, in the silence of this sacred rest, we will begin to set it down. Begin by allowing yourself to remember gently, not to relive, not to judge, but to acknowledge. Who do you still carry? What situation, what betrayal, what lingering word or silence still lives in the corners of your emotional memory? Don't push it away. Don't justify it. Just let it rise, like mist on a still morning lake. And then, prepare to let it go. Visualization. Releasing the stone. Now, imagine this. You are walking along a quiet mountain trail. The air is crisp. Pine trees sway overhead. Beneath your feet, stones crunch lightly. In your hand, you are holding a stone, heavy, cold, dense. You've been holding it for so long, you barely noticed its weight. But tonight, you notice. You feel the way your fingers curl around it with tension. You feel the dull ache in your shoulder, your arm, your chest. This stone is a memory, a hurt. It represents the resentment, the betrayal, the injustice. It is not just a thing, it is a wound made solid. You didn't choose it, but you have carried it. Up ahead, the path opens to a sacred lake, still as glass, glowing in the moonlight. The surface is so smooth, it reflects the stars like a mirror. You walk to its edge. You feel the wind kiss your skin. You breathe. And then gently, slowly, you raise your arm. You feel the old story rise with it. You remember the pain. You acknowledge it, honor it. And then you let the stone go. You throw it across the water. It skips once, twice, then vanishes beneath the surface. And in that moment, something leaves your body. Something old, something tight, something tired. You exhale not a breath, but a release. Say within your heart, I forgive what I cannot change. I release what I cannot carry. I return to peace. This is not about saying it was okay. It was not okay. This is about saying, I no longer give it the power to define me. Breathing into the heart. Now bring your awareness into your chest. Feel the center of your being the heart that has held so much. Let the breath move freely here. Let the ribs expand. Let the cage open. With each inhale, imagine your heart softening. With each exhale, imagine the old weight pouring out. You are not condoning. You are not erasing. You are transforming, because forgiveness is not a moment. It is a practice. And tonight, that practice begins. Why you deserve peace. You do not forgive because the other person deserves it. You forgive because you deserve peace, because your nervous system deserves rest, because your spirit deserves lightness, because your future deserves to be unchained from the past. Shi Heng Yi reminds us again and again, forgiveness is not forgetting. It is not silence. It is awakening. It is saying, I remember, but I choose peace anyway. And so tonight, dear soul, let yourself begin to unclench. Let the old memory loosen its grip. Let the story lose its weight. Let go. Let go. Let go. You are not weak for forgiving. You are strong enough to live without the burden. Final affirmation for letting go. Say this softly within, and let it echo as you sleep. I am not my past. I am not my pain. I am the one who chooses to be free. I forgive because I love myself enough to let go. Let this truth carry you deeper now. You are no longer carrying the stone. You are walking light. You are sleeping free. You are healing. You are whole. Rest now in the freedom of forgiveness, in the peace of release, in the truth of who you are becoming. This is your healing. This is your power. Module 24, the Sacred Sleep Temple. And now, dear soul, we arrive at the final threshold, not an ending, but a sacred return. You have traveled through fire and water, through breath and stillness, through emotion and observation. And here, at the closing edge of night, you are invited into the holiest of sanctuaries. Not one built by stone or hands, but one built by your awareness, your presence, and your becoming. This is the sacred sleep temple, your inner sanctuary, your chamber of light, the place where silence becomes your most trusted teacher. Shi Heng Yi calls this sacred space the inner temple. It is not imagined, it is remembered. It is not a structure, it is a state of being. And as your breath softens, as your thoughts dissolve into moonlight, you will feel it, the subtle shift into sacred presence. This is where all the teachings live, not in memory, but in you. This is where the master within awakens not through effort, but through stillness. And this is where sleep becomes something far more than rest. It becomes a return, a ritual, a holy homecoming. Guided journey into the inner temple. Close your eyes now in your mind. See yourself walking barefoot through a vast bamboo forest at twilight. The sky above you is deepening into blue, a rich indigo painted with the breath of night. The tall green stalks of bamboo sway gently in the breeze, whispering secrets known only to the earth and the stars. The ground beneath your feet is soft, cool, and quiet, a path that invites slowness, reverence, and care. With each step, your awareness deepens. You feel lighter, more grounded. Your body no longer feels like weight, it feels like presence. The air carries the scent of rain, of pine, of old wood, and something ancient. Above you, stars begin to bloom like lanterns hung in the heavens, lighting your way not forward but inward. And then you see it. Ahead, through the soft mist, a temple begins to appear. It glows not with electricity or flame, but with something subtler, a golden light that pulses like a heartbeat, like a memory, like your own soul calling you home. You walk toward it. As you enter, silence greets you like an old friend. Candles flicker along the edges of the chamber. Incense sacred, calming drifts in slow spirals, as if time itself has slowed to make space for your arrival. The walls of the temple are carved with ancient symbols, not in any language, but in presence, in meaning beyond words. Every etching seems to hum a truth you already know. Every symbol seems to mirror something you've always carried. At the center of the space, a cushion awaits. Not an ordinary cushion, but one that radiates with quiet strength. It is not a throne. It is not a prize. It is a reflection of you as you are now. You sit. You do not speak. You do not strive. You do not seek. You simply breathe. And in that breath, you begin to feel it. There is nothing left to prove. There is nothing left to fix. There is nothing left to become. Because here in this temple, you remember, you already are. You are not the seeker. You are the source. You are not the student. You are the silence between the teachings. You are not the problem. You are the presence beneath all change. You sit in your temple now, not in imagination, but in truth. You feel your breath align with the breath of the temple. You feel your energy sinking with the walls, the floor, the stars beyond. And you whisper, in the quiet of your soul, I carry the temple within me. I am at peace with all things. I am whole, I am free. And in that moment, the temple begins to fade, not because it's leaving, but because it is becoming you. The mist gently rolls in. The forest disappears. And what remains is the stillness inside you, the sacred chamber of your soul. You lie down now, not on the forest path, not in a temple hall, but in the embrace of sacred sleep. Let your body melt into the earth. Let your breath become the wind. Let your spirit rest in the arms of the eternal now. There is no more searching. There is no more noise. There is only peace. There is only being. And as you fall into sleep tonight, know this. You are not falling away. You are falling inward, into presence, into stillness, into truth. You are safe. You are seen. You are home. Sleep well, beloved one. Your temple is within you, and it will never fade. Module 25. Final affirmations and closing blessing. And now, dear soul, you arrive at the final step in this sacred journey, not as the one who is seeking, not as the one who is healing, but as the one who has become. Through these sacred modules, you have journeyed inward with courage. You have walked through shadow and emerged into light. You have faced storms, not to escape them, but to understand the sky. You have bowed, breathed, wept, smiled, trembled, and surrendered. And now, at this soft threshold between waking and sleep, you come to rest not because the work is done, but because your being knows that stillness is now your power. You are no longer becoming the master. You are the master. Not the master of others, not the master of roles, accolades, or the outer world, but the master of the self, the most sacred and enduring path of all. Shi Heng Yi whispers this eternal truth into our spirits. The highest victory is victory over the self. And this, beloved one, is what you have claimed, not with force, not with perfection, but with presence, with willingness, with gentleness. Tonight, as your breath slows and the inner temple fades into mist, you carry with you something immeasurable. Not knowledge, but knowing. Not concept, but wisdom. You have remembered what was always inside you, the capacity to return, again and again, to peace. The quiet completion. Let this closing be a soft exhale. A gentle bow to all that you've walked through. A nod to every version of you that showed up trembling, unsure, hopeful, grieving, rising. Every layer of you was welcome here. Every breath, a step closer to wholeness. Now, the body melts into stillness, the mind floats, the heart glows, and the spirit expands. Let all striving dissolve now. Let all proving melt away. You do not need to be better. You do not need to be different. You are sacred as you are. You are whole, not because you fixed yourself, but because you remembered. You were never broken. Final affirmations of the inner master. Let these final affirmations rise within you, like soft candlelight, not to repeat, but to rest in. I am no longer at war with myself. I have made peace with my past. I have made space for my presence. I have made way for my future. I carry the wisdom of the monk, the breath of the mountain, the stillness of the temple, the strength of silence. I do not rush. I do not chase. I respond. I choose. I remain. My thoughts do not own me. My emotions do not rule me. I am the space that holds them. I am the sky beyond the clouds. I am enough, not later, not someday, but now. The blessing of completion. In the soft silence of this final moment, may you feel this blessing settling gently into your spirit. May your dreams be peaceful. May your breath remain deep. May your heart remember the truth. You are not here to impress. You are here to live, to love, to rest. To begin again each morning from a place of calm knowing. And so, as your mind drifts into the night, as the stars take their place in the vast temple above, as the body disappears into sleep like incense into wind, know this: you have done enough. You have become enough. You are enough. Sleep now, beloved master of the self. Let all striving go. Let all becoming settle. Let all seeking dissolve. You have arrived, and this arrival is home. Final affirmations. The master's mind. I am not the storm. I am the sky that holds it vast, unmoved, ever present. I am not the thought. I am the stillness beneath it, deeper than words, older than time. I am not the emotion. I am the space through which it moves unresisting, unafraid. I am not broken. I am becoming evolving, like the lotus from the mud. I do not need to chase peace. I am peace rooted in silence, nourished by breath. I do not run from the dark. I shine light into it gently, patiently, without fear. I no longer react. I respond with awareness from the calm center of presence. I no longer resist what I feel. I allow, I observe, I release. I do not fear sleep. I welcome its healing like the mountain welcomes mist. I am no longer a student of pain. I am a master of my breath, my heart, my energy. I am the mirror, not the reflection. I am the temple, not the flame. I am the flame, not the smoke. I am the stillness, not the sound. Let these words wash through you now, not to convince, not to command, but to remind you of what you already are. Let your body soften further with each affirmation. Let your jaw loosen, your hands fall open, your spine sink deeper into the bed. Let your breath slow. Let your thoughts flutter and dissolve like incense in a breeze. You have reached the sacred quiet at the center of the storm. And from this quiet, the blessing begins. Closing blessing. The Master sleeps. Now, dear soul, imagine the final gate. It is not made of wood or gold. It is made of silence. Beyond it lies sacred rest. And tonight, you step through that gate, not as the seeker, but as the master. You have walked the path. You have learned the breath. You have faced the inner dragons. You have listened to the silence behind the sound. You have returned to yourself. And now, you let go. Let go of striving. Let go of proving. Let go of fixing. Let go of identity, of history, of desire. There is nothing to hold. There is nothing to achieve. There is only this holy moment of surrender. Let the breath guide you down, deeper and deeper into sacred sleep. Inhale peace. Exhale resistance. Inhale stillness. Exhale effort. Inhale home. Exhale all else. Let the body now become weightless. Let the bones rest in the earth. Let the muscles melt. Let the skin disappear. Let the name fall away. Let time vanish. There is no more doing, only being. Sleep not as escape, but as return. Return to the source, to the origin, to the still point. Let the teaching spiral into your bones now. That grief is a river, not a prison. That fear is a doorway, not a wall. That shame is shadow, not identity. That peace is a practice, not a prize. That mastery is presence, not perfection. Let each one rest in your subconscious, like a stone in the garden path. You are the temple. You are the bell. You are the monk, the master, the mirror. And your rest is holy. The world does not need your effort tonight. It needs your silence, your softness, your sacred sleep. So close the final gate. Extinguish the final lamp. Let all forms fall into formlessness. Let the sky inside you hold everything and need nothing. You have done enough. You have become enough. You are enough. Now rest. As the mountain sleeps, as the flame sleeps, as the breath sleeps, this is not the end. This is the deep beginning. Good night, Master Soul. Sleep as the sage sleeps. Still, clear, light, And when morning returns, rise not as the seeker, but as the one who knows, I am peace. I am power. I am presence, and I carry the temple within me. Always.